I'm present.
Alabama. Downtown Birmingham.
Bump, bump.
Right away, I brought me a 2-train ticket.
Attaboy, Josh. Turned up the king there. Smoking into New Orleans.
Woohoo! Somebody help me get out of Louisiana. Just help me get to Houston town. There are people there, and they will not let that poor boy down. Take it, son.
6:09 on this Monday, June 26th.
Classic.
Almost to July. Raji Daji. Good morning, Roger Scott.
Good morning, David Basil.
I'm David Basil, and we have Josh Neighbors back in studio. Good morning, Josh. How are you?
Morning, gentlemen. How are we?
We are great. Fresh back from being down in the
and fresh indeed, because we had to shower twice.
Louisiana,
where the alligators
Thibodeau.
grow so mean.
Thibodeau,
Homa with J. Paul and R.J. Molinari
from the Manning Passing Academy. We're on the road today at the. I think I didn't see how many years they've been doing this, but this is the 2023 Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament. We're out here at Chenal Country Club. This is Roger's home course now.
I thought about that.
It is.
It was yours a few years ago.
No, well it was. You're right. Josh, I
proximity.
used to have I still own the condo that's right. It's sort of on the golf course here, but a beautiful course here.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how many years we've been playing it here, but a lot of the Arkansas greats will be out here playing golf today.
How many people are playing, boys?
I think most of the players, it's two flights. Most of them are in the afternoon, but I think they got 35 or 40 teams somewhere around there. We'll have several of the folks stop by. Our man Steve Sullivan, who went in this year, will be playing in the early morning flight along with Ron Cagney, Reggie Swinton, and a few others. And
How about Reg? Congrats on Reg. This will make his second Hall of Fame, right? Didn't he make what did he make? Was it Kentucky? Where did he make his Hall of Fame? Was it Kentucky?
I think so. The you also have Cliff Harris, Joe Klein, those Kevin McReynolds, all those folks in the afternoon playing. I tell you, so the crazy thing is that if you live here in Central Arkansas, you wondered if they're going to be playing today. If they'd be, because there are thousands of trees down, apparently, according to the news reports last night.
And I didn't know there were even any left at Burns Park. And there's some.
I know that's true.
I heard.
Did you get the winds as heavy in Saline County as we did here?
At my house,
yeah,
they were not rocking like they were at yours, but you could see them. They were dancing.
Yeah, it was. So I heard James Bryant from Channel 7 say up to 80-mile-an-hour winds. I said, "You got to be kidding me!" So it made me pay attention. Now, so from my house, I can look back over the river and see the storm come this direction. And I sent the video to you and Josh. Josh, you live down on the river. And I would have guessed, I guarantee you, it was at least around 40, 50-mile-an-hour winds. Gust. It didn't stay for a long time, but maybe 5 minutes worth.
Just swirling, Jack.
Yeah, it was zipping around, man. And so you wonder, I don't know about y'all's yards, but my yards, have tons of tree limbs all over it. And you wonder from a golf standpoint how much golf there'll be all over the place.
As I'm coming down the 2-lane of Chenal, obviously there's a few things you can see. I mean, they've done a great job in the past of keeping things away from the street, but you can still see where there's been some of that. And the heavy winds absolutely have knocked down.
Well, I have to be honest. I'm sort of after the tornado that came through. I'm much more, I'm much more,
in tuned.
Yeah, more in tuned, and we'll have to play. I wonder if you can hear. On the video I sent you and Josh, could you hear how loud the wind was blowing? I mean, it was, you got trees all around you. I mean, it was loud.
Was it pushing you?
Huh?
Was it pushing you?
Well, that last little gust, I said, I'm getting inside just because I was afraid of my trees coming down.
Sure.
But anyway, so that happened last night. It was a gazillion degrees down in Louisiana and humid. And it was here too, Roger. That's exactly right. I saw a story about it was somewhere, I think it was in Texas. Father and stepson died because of the heat. They were out hiking. And so, boy, you better be careful out there. Yeah,
there's no circulation in.
I guess they got out there and
saw a tornado in Indiana.
Is that right?
Killed one. Yeah.
Josh, what is your since you're from Virginia? What is do you have a cutoff where it's so hot you don't go outside? Can you handle triple digits pretty easy?
Yeah, no, we're used triple digits. The humidity here yesterday, I mean that was some East Coast level stuff. I will say this: the most humid place I've ever been during the summer is Atlanta, Georgia. I had a couple days there that was unbearable. But this was close. The feels like 108. That was pretty true yesterday.
Yeah. The down where we were, it's truly. I think it may be the most humid place in America. I grew up down on the Panhandle, but you go inland off the water, and it is just, man, it's thick. We got a chance to be there courtesy of Greg Hatcher. His son Lane was one of the quarterbacks in the Manning Passing Academy. Learned a little bit about all the different quarterbacks, Josh, down there. You had about 40.
How was that?
It was interesting. You've got 1,300 campers, and you've got about 40 or 50 of the top quarterbacks in America. And it was interesting. We talked to some people. I'm not going to say who they are because I don't want to. It was a private conversation about how much some of these guys are actually making.
Yeah.
And because Lane was able to talk to him, and then the money's big. It's hard to believe.
Not just how much they were making, but how much these cats have to go get.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Pressure on them.
Yeah, it's we went to this thing 3 years ago, Roger, and I don't think NIL was in force yet. I think it was after we left
this year too, right?
Yeah, but this is the third year.
But the kids still got paid as their counselors, correct? That is the term for it.
They get paid $300, but they have to pay their own way, so it's really a break-even deal for them.
Right. I saw like Michael Penix was there, this weekend. I've heard the other big names, but yeah, I saw.
It's pretty much almost all the notable players, notable quarterbacks. There's probably a few that weren't there, but most of the big boys that were there. Apparently, the quarterback at North Carolina is going to go number one. They say the kid from Tennessee could throw it. Literally, I think he threw a ball 75 yards like it was nothing.
I didn't see enough of him hitting the short pass at all.
Yep.
Was it Nico?
Joe Milton for Tennessee.
Oh, Joe Milton. Okay.
Yeah.
He was throwing it a ton, and I think he was showing off.
He was.
And they wanted him to show him because he was just slinging it.
He's the one who supposedly is making $1 million a year. So, of course, I've heard KJ. I've heard rumors. $500,000 to $750,000 for KJ Jefferson. Is it not just absolutely nutso? The other thing is that this Roger and I will go hanging out from Greg Hatcher this weekend in Louisiana. Next, we go to Dewey Beach because we're going to go see Justin Moore perform in one of his favorite spots in America. I've never been to Delaware, Roger. It's my first time.
No, I'm just telling Chuck. It's one of the original 13. So if there was a chance, there's a bucket list.
How many have you been to?
I think half a dozen.
I think Delaware's number one, guys. I think Delaware was the first state in the country.
It was. Yeah, it was.
I go to you and Roger on that. You guys are the history buffs.
It's the number one seed.
So what makes Justin like this place so much? It's like you talk about Jaws. What was the name of the Amityville? No, not Amityville.
Amity Beach.
Yeah, so it's a beach town, and the venue is I think it's a half open, half closed, where it's very intimate. Probably got 1,000, 1,500 people. He sold out 2 shows. He almost looked at doing a third.
Really?
Our buddy Don Grisham is going to Kinch, and the boys are going up there. They're going to open for Justin.
Well,
so
Don will be here.
What's that?
Well, he's represented here as.
Is Don playing today?
He's one of the sponsors. I think it might be.
Oh, that'd be great. Is Don Grisham playing, Terry? Okay, I got you. Yeah, I know he's been in and out of town, so a busy guy. The big sports news yesterday. Holy mackerel, those Florida Gators!
Yeah.
I saw John Neighbors. I don't know if you saw it, Josh. Did you see it, Roger? Where
I
saw a tweet. It was 3-0, I think, and John Neighbors goes, "Well, I just said as it is. I think it's just good. This is LSU's World Series." And of course, you look at this feed, and most of them say this tweet didn't age well.
Right,
Florida comes storming back and wins 24-3. It's the most runs ever scored in a World Series game. I think the most hits as well. 6 home runs. 2 guys had 2 home runs. And let me tell you what this does, Roger and Josh. From a dynamic of energy for the team. So I don't know if you saw the video, any video of at the stadium. It looked majority LSU fans. I mean, it looked like it were probably 75%. Remember, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
So, most people, not all of them, got to go back to work.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden today now, if you're Florida, LSU's had this major, home field advantage because all the LSU fans are there. So today won't be quite as crazy. Now, LSU still have a ton of fans there.
Sure.
But it's not going to be like, they were basically playing, looked like it was like 75-25, LSU versus Gators. And so, and have they announced the starters yet, Josh? Are they getting the big boy for LSU?
I think the assumption is that Paul Skeens is going to pitch today. I think we. Skeens. There you go.
Very good. Well, let me say, I want to know how many extra Jello shots.
They're up to 47,000, I think, and they're going to break 50 again. The record.
But how did Florida? Did Florida
they're like
step up their game
they're
after
like
the
7,
win last
yeah,
night?
I think they're 7 or 9,000.
Sure.
I mean, think about this. Last year, Arkansas and Ole Miss were going toe to toe. Ole Miss pulls away, makes I think it's 12,000. They're at 50. Yeah. Again, only LSU fans could do that. Yeah. Only LSU fans could have 50,000 of Jello shots. They'll never have anything. That will forever
every plane, hotel, place they go to, they empty it out. It's like clockwork. Every year you hear about Hotel X empty, bowl game Y empty out of alcohol because of LSU fans.
A couple things today. Yesterday was National Catfish Day, Roger, and when we were down at the Spar's Seafood in Louisiana, what was the name of that little town we went at?
It was La Fouche Parish.
It was La Fouche Parish. And then it was weird. It was a German name. Remember? It's Dusseville.
Well, the river was, right?
No, I think that was actually the town was Dusseville.
Yeah, it was okay.
And anyway, so they had some really good catfish, something we never tried before.
What do they call them? Chips?
Yeah, catfish chips. And so it made me think of that yesterday since we ate that. Maybe some of the best I've ever tried.
That was good stuff.
It's National Coconut Day. You like coconut?
Big fan.
Josh, enter, yes or no?
Love it. So in.
Chuck, coconut, yes or no? Yeah, I'm out. I'm out on the coconut.
Why,
I don't know. I'm not a big coconut guy.
If you just sprinkle a little bit on your yogurt.
What is the bar? The bar that's got coconut on it?
Zero. What is it? Zagnut? What? No. What's coconut?
What's the coconut bar?
Sometimes you feel like an Almond Joy.
Almond Joy. That's it. It's also National Chocolate Pudding Day. Yes, out vanilla chocolate.
Yes.
Bill Cosby, Josh, in or out?
On pudding?
Yes.
We're out of the pudding.
Chuck, in or out of the pudding?
What's wrong with you? How do you not get
it? Do Bill Cosby.
Listen, James, my grandson James, there is not an afternoon or night goes by that he does not have a huge splattering of chocolate pudding around his mouth.
I will say this, Josh. Our good buddy Greg Hatcher owns a ice cream place called Scoops over in Hot Springs. So while we were there in Louisiana, as part of his business,
writes it off.
Yeah, that and also
we get to
research. He likes to try to see what other places.
Yes.
So Roger and I got to go. What is it? 2 or 3?
We do not miss a meal with
ice
him.
cream places.
And dessert is a must for research.
Yes, and so and then we you think about it. Do you go
smoothies?
Do you go?
No, you didn't like peanut butter.
Josh, do you go the yogurt or do you go the ice cream?
I am now. I'm a yogurt person.
Roger, if you had to do between the two, what do you do?
Do I care about my waist size?
No, this is just if you had the choice.
I really don't know the difference.
The ice cream is a little bit harder. I think the yogurt's a little bit. It's soft serve. It's not like soft serve ice cream.
You mean frozen yogurt?
Frozen yogurt. That's what I meant. Yeah,
I like frozen yogurt.
Do you more than ice cream?
No, I don't think so. I don't want to. I'm King Solomon here. I don't want to chop them up. Listen, I'm going to try this is being purported to be the best ice cream.
Greg is claiming that.
Well, I was just going to go purported, and then somebody could say, "Where's your research?" Here it is. So we're going to have to try it down there.
This could obviously be one of our summer questions of the day. I don't know if it's going to be today or not, but when you go to like an ice cream store, do you go cup or do you go cone? Whether it be the fancy cone or the old school cone.
You're talking about fancy is that sugar? Waffle
cone. Yeah. Do you go waffle? Do you go old school?
Remember as a kid, did your mom and dad get you that box of 24 different colored sugar cones?
I love that.
They didn't stand up for anything, but as soon as you could bite the end of it.
Interesting. I don't remember that.
You remember that? No, 24. I'll dig the waffle because
you going to waffle?
Well, if I have to.
Josh, waffle.
If I'm going to get ice cream now, which I rarely do, I'm doing a waffle cone. That's how it's going to be.
You know what? And what we saw yesterday, Roger, we saw something that Greg says he's going to put it's a cup. But it has a waffle in it because I go cup.
That's what I said, waffle cup.
Yeah. Because I want it to be a little bit more. I don't want to make a mess, and that's what. But you put the.
But I think I don't think you think it's masculine enough to be licking around that cup.
You don't think that's what it is?
I think that's got something to do with it, even if you can't admit it because it was subconsciously.
Promotions director Chuck Gatlin.
I love a waffle cone, but I'm picky with them.
Yes.
I want to know that it's been made fresh in the store that day.
Oh, wow.
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 I worked at a TCBY in high
Oh,
school.
did you? Well, then you
So
have.
I rolled and made many of those.
You made 'em
waffle
daily?
cones.
Well,
Yeah.
what's the difference? Is it the taste? Is that what
It's just better quality.
Okay.
Just taste
See, I
Well-
wouldn't know.
Well, that's what Hatcher says that
try
makes his ice cream better. They actually make the ice cream in the store daily, which is I've never heard of that. I think that's pretty stunning. I know there's probably some others that do it, but
I had an uncle that used to make the ice cream at the family picnics and stuff. Churn it out and do all that kind of stuff. That's neat.
you know what? Too, we talked about we
Wow.
ought okay. We need to add this to the summer of adventure.
All right, sir.
Josh, we need to do this. Chuck, you
Yeah,
can
don't
be
we
a
have to
part of
start
it, too.
doing some of these? I feel like
I
the
know.
list gets longer,
Yes.
the days get shorter.
I know.
We're not doing a lot here.
You're right. July's going to be packed. Let me just tell you, July's going to be packed.
Yes.
Is that I want to bring up in the studio the old school ice cream machine and do some old
Churn it
school.
out?
Yeah. Well, you ready to get the little
Now-
the ice?
Doesn't that take like a day? Don't you have to take a
Nope.
day, let it sit?
Nope.
Well, you know what? That's up to the person who's making it for us.
No, you.
Depends on how fast you churn it, Josh.
Well,
Yeah.
of course they've got them now.
We stopped talking about ice cream, didn't we?
That's right. You have the hand turned, and then you have the
I just remember the old wooden crank thing.
Yeah.
with the ice
I
in
guess.
it. Yeah, I don't even
Rock salt.
Rock salt.
Rock salt. Oh, what the hell's that?
You got to have the rock salt that
Yeah.
makes the.
Then you
ice
put
cold.
why do you have that in your garage, Uncle Dole? For the sleet.
do they even make that anymore?
Sure.
Do they make those machines? I never see them.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you could go Amazon.
So I would because that's homemade ice cream, right?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate
Yeah,
homemade.
it's actually made in your home.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, you're right, Josh. Roger was saying the same thing. Man, we got to get on this thing.
Yeah, we have to have separate. We're gonna be doing two things a day,
I called the head of the state police this morning at 5 because he had texted us before we went out of town
right?
about. He said, "Listen, we're doing the EVOC,"
Right.
and so
And?
and I just said, "Hey, I'll be giving him a date
Give it
today."
up? Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we are nailing down. We are picking.
Oh yes.
We had 3 qualifiers. The 2 that do not make it will go back into the hat with the rest of the qualifiers that we'll do either today or tomorrow. But we do have a winner and they'll have to come up tomorrow, and they've
for
been
what?
confirmed to be a special guest of the day.
Hanging with Mayhem.
Hanging with Mayhem. Hashtag. Thank you very much for that one. Nailed it.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow from 8 to 9. Josh, go ahead. Drum roll, please.
Who's
Our winner is Stephen Gaither.
Stephen Gaither.
Do we know where Steven's from? Is he?
I will find out tomorrow. Very exciting. Yes, Stephen's coming in tomorrow, 8 to 9.
Part of the Gaither family?
Part of the Gaither family, correct.
Let me tell you the background last night, by the way. We go ahead and head to break. If you want to be a part of the show, 661-1037 is our text line. In the background, I was watching Righteous Gemstones last night. It's so funny, I'm still in season 2.
Oh, are you?
And that thing is so crazy.
It's
It
amazing.
is so crazy.
Well,
But that Goodman, John Goodman, is a heck of an actor. He is so darn good.
He is,
And so is who was the guy that the
Danny McBride.
Oh, Danny McBride. So
He's ridiculous.
It's-
Well, last night.
I really love those two. Just that quirky. You see, is the sister.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is so funny,
She's
and her wacky husband, this weirdo.
He's a wacko.
Yes.
No, it really is good. I didn't see the new episode last night. So.
That's our man Justin Moore singing right there. He was in Canada, Ohio, and Michigan, or Michigan and Ohio. Said his last show was 2 hours and 10 minutes. So he had a full weekend. He's going to be in Dewey Beach, as we mentioned earlier. If you want to be a part of the show, call us 661-1037 or text us. This is the last week before July 4th. We roll into July. We're going to be on the road a bunch this week.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, it's weird next Monday. So I wonder how many people are going to be working next Monday.
Yeah, get the 3-day off as opposed to.
That's right.
weekend, come
It's
to
a
work.
weird deal. I don't
Now,
like
you boys are working, right?
Yeah. Are you gone?
I'll be here.
Okay, I thought you.
I'll be here and on the zone as well.
Oh, you're covering the zone, huh?
Yeah, I'm doubling up next Monday.
We'll be at Kiko's RV, Kiko Country RV.
Monday.
On Monday.
And, Wednesday,
Wednesday, we're at Bradford Marine in Sherwood.
Thursday, Torpedo Joe's. With Joe Klein, the Torpedo Joe's.
Oh, yes.
And then Friday, we're at Fletcher.
It seems like we hadn't seen Frank in a while.
I know, because we missed last month.
There's it down
yeah,
there. There is a reason for that.
That's exactly right.
All right, very good.
All right, if you want to be a part of the show, pop us a text. We're here at the annual 2023 Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament. Going to have some great guys stopping by here shortly.
Yeah.
24-4. That's about Arkansas beat North Carolina State, right? 21-2, I think, in Fayetteville. And I was there at that game. And when it starts happening like that, they had 6 home runs, 2 guys hit 2 home runs. It was you just nothing you can do. So it come down to
you know what's interesting is that I'm not sure if you all saw this weekend, the Angels played the Rockies. And
yes, I heard about it.
The Rockies got outscored 32-12 in the series.
Yeah.
They won the series. They won the series. So it happens in baseball.
I think the Rockies uniforms have a lot to do with that.
Did you see that they had 20? They scored 20 runs in 2 innings, right? Which was the most ever, I think, in 2 innings.
See, I caught it at the bat right before the first Grand Slam that put it up 7-3
for
Florida.
Yeah.
I jumped on then.
Are we rooting? Of course, you know what Justin would say. We'll root any of them. If you had to choose one, are we choosing by far the Gators to win?
But we are because
we hate LSU.
Because we hate particular LSU fans. I think that's what it is. But because we know that he would be calling and texting all over the place if he wins.
That's right.
But here's the deal: have you texted him to say anything?
No.
Now, guess what? Don't
matter. Couple things coming up. We mentioned July 4th is next week.
Yes.
You have
big birthday
tomorrow night. Our buddy Kanan Sandy's being honored with a video on PBS. And then a fundraiser for them.
That's cool.
You're having your 100th
it's
trivia.
The 100th game of Naked Gardener Productions trivia. And we'll be doing that.
100 of those.
100.
So that means questions, you usually get 10 questions a game, 10, 12?
Oh, no, 20.
20. So you're at 4. So basically 2,000. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did a question. I tried to get it done last night. And I did a question that I think – surely I've doubled up a time or two just by
sometimes you repeat them.
Not on purpose. They're made.
Are you still doing the paper? You still know about paper?
Oh yeah, I still have them all. I have them in my closet actually.
You've got this new computer and you still haven't made the transition. I thought maybe you would make that. I thought that would help.
Oh, it does. It helps.
It hasn't helped at all.
It helps
me research and then you write them.
It helps me research.
We've got to get him, Josh, to start typing.
Well, let me tell you something. Had Mrs. Adams used a computer to send all the letters to John during the Revolution time, we might not have
Josh. Roger's so cute. We go on these trips, like going down, and he's got his little clipboard and his papers, and he has those.
Cool. I'm not wearing.
Look at that guy right there, man. Strange is coming in there. Nancy, good to see you there. Look at there. Got 2 of the great people on the planet right there.
There it is. Very good.
Did want to mention we are here at the 2023. Terry said, might as well say 25th Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament, and it'll get underway. I think the first flight is at 8:30. The second one is at 1:30. I'm playing in the second one.
Yeah. Who's your team?
I think I know I'm going to be with Gangster Museum.
Rains.
Well, all I'm going to probably be able to do is putt. I may try to swing if I can swing a club.
Yeah, doubt it.
But yeah,
you can't even stand on one foot, peg leg.
So most likely it's going to be a putting contribution. The other big thing that happens this week, last night, just for background work while I was working on different things, Indiana Jones. I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indiana Jones
the
movie
original
comes out this weekend. Okay, that's right.
Oh, is that this weekend?
This weekend. And, one of the things I saw, they were asking some of the actors now, they grew up watching that, sure. And they said it was fun. And you know what? Those movies, if you go back and watch them now, they're still fun to watch. They're not as dated, Roger. Sometimes you go back and watch some things and they're sort of dated.
Sure.
But Steven
the
Spielberg did a great job with it.
The only when I look back at something like that, Happy Days it was dated when we saw it, yes, and now it's even more so.
Right.
Looking at Jaws last night, seeing some of that, though, wow, that's not even. We've got it.
Did you think it was? You think that was Jaws was dated by the look?
Well, because I'm going, the shark is attacking. I mean, it's just keep coming at you like it's got a brain. That I thought, okay, it's just spinning me. But when I look at the Seinfeld, other than the fact that there's no iPhone, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter because everything else is still funny. But Raiders of the Lost Ark, I remember watching it at the Paramount Theater in Hot Springs, Arkansas, when it came out. And I want to say, if my mind serves, at Thanksgiving. And it was a Thanksgiving time.
Can I tell you? Until the last 6 months, I think it was just before Josh got here, I'd never watched all of them start to finish.
Why would you not have?
I just it never did
Indiana
pique my
Jones?
interest. And so that's right.
They
So
did it
I
now.
went back and watched them all, and all of them were all quality. The one guy
Well, you hadn't seen number two
the
yet.
one,
Yeah.
I did. I
With
saw it.
short round.
Yeah, it was
Come
very
here,
disturbing.
Andy.
It went dark, and then
Yeah, it did.
then it got a little crazy. The one was
Well, Sean Connery was fun. He played
I
his
thought
dad.
I thought that was sort of stupid at the end. That's the only thing that's the only
With Lancelot?
yes that got stupid at the end.
No,
It got
you have
stupid.
chosen wisely,
Yeah,
my
and you
friend.
couldn't see
You have chosen. He chose the correct chalice.
the thing you
what
can't
would a carpenter have?
you can't see where to walk, and then there's it's
I
he
like
walks-
I like
was
when Connery
Jehovah.
he said, "Let it go, Indy, let it go," and pulls him up.
He whispered.
oh he died. That's when he
Well,
listened.
no, because he used water from Jesus's chalice to heal the wound.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's based on a true story.
It jumped the shark for me there. Like,
No.
and then you got the one where
No.
that in the last one he gets in the refrigerator and has the atomic bomb go off while he's in the refrigerator,
That's tough. That one's tough.
which is okay.
Now,
Which
which
is
one
okay.
was that?
Yeah,
That's
last
the new
So you
one.
didn't-
That's the Kingdom
you
of Crystal Skull with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that one to me.
Shia LaBeouf.
That one.
Yeah.
That one went back to number 2 to me. That
Was the best one
got-
the first one?
Yes.
Oh no!
I think the best one was the first one. That opening scene,
But
made,
because and one of the most iconic scenes in that one is when the dude comes out with that big sword.
Oh, yeah.
Or as we say in Saline
And
County,
shoots
sword.
him.
Yeah.
And then he just pulls out
Yeah,
a gun and
that's-
shoots.
that's-
Because that's what we always think about. What are you fooling around with?
yeah.
Do you
But
all
that
want to know
opening
the story?
scene-
The story behind that scene is that everybody on the set had dysentery, and so as opposed to shooting this elaborate combat scene, they decided to just shoot the guy with the sword. That is why they
I
ended
did
up
not.
doing that.
I did not know that. I've never heard that
Say
story
it again.
before.
I'm sorry, I was talking.
So
He-
everyone on set had dysentery when they shot that scene where he shoots the guy, and so as opposed to doing the hand-to-hand combat scene, they're like, what if Indy just shoots him? And that's what they ended up doing.
Oh, it's perfect. Well, I love the part about there's some great scenes in that one. I love the when the Nazi gets his hand burnt by the medallion, and the chick in there says what something she calls him Hair Mac.
This one. What's interesting about this one is that they use the CGI to make him go back looking young. I don't know how that's going to make it work.
I look forward to seeing it. Well, the same thing that they did with in that Irishman. Same thing they did with Kurt Russell in that one where he was first seen in that second Galaxy.
But you can make
do it well enough.
you can make the argument that first scene in the first Raiders is as good as you get. It's one. I mean, everything is done perfectly. It's great adventure. It's so you give Spielberg credit. Anyway, that will make $1 gazillion,
and
it will make $1 gazillion between now and July 4th.
We've got to go see it. We saw one, and I am starting to binge watch all of Jennifer Lawrence movies.
Oh wow!
We actually saw a funny movie.
We watched. I thought it was okay.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I thought the storyline was a little. But she was such.
I didn't fall asleep, did I?
No, you didn't. She said you did. You were locked in.
Locked in.
She's such a hottie and such a good actress.
I didn't even catch that part.
Yeah, she carried the whole movie. She's such a good actress. She's very impressive.
It's a fun movie. There's a couple of scenes in there with one of the dudes from Saturday Night Live. The last couple of, I think he's been gone several seasons.
Who is it? In the movie?
The Nanny. Was it Saturday Night
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
he
that's a great scene. A couple of messages on our text line. There are thousands of people without power in Sherwood, North Little Rock. Can you guys get an update on any of the goings on related to when we'll get power, please? That's Elsie in Sherwood. Yeah, man, I hate it. For those that, there are a lot of people that went through that with the tornado. So hopefully it won't be long.
Meredith and James and Oliver stayed with us last night.
They lost their power.
And they live off this St. Charles area down here.
Is that right? In West Little Rock?
Exactly. But it came back on at 10:15 last night, Ryan
I
says.
think most of the bad ones, are still Sherwood, Jacksonville is what I've heard. So that's one thing.
Well, I hate that.
Here's what it says. Firework tents were blown away last. Boy, think about that.
You couldn't even anchor them down.
No. I hate it for those guys. Of course, that's why our good friends at Torpedo Joe's they huffed and puffed and the house did not blow down.
Good example.
Here's one that says my Dewey Beach review: ocean water is cold, no white sand, and no alcohol allowed on the beach. Jay and McKinch for 2 straight nights at the classic venue makes it all worth it. Enjoy. Yeah, you know what? Listen, I'm spoiled. I'm a snob.
Yeah.
The Redneck Riviera and the beaches of the Gulf of Mexico are the best in America. We're not going there for the beach.
Carolina.
I think it's just for the most of the East Coast is
the Outer Banks.
Down in South Florida you have some white beaches down there, but the further you go up in north, it's not as pretty
white
water.
Beach privilege.
Here's one. The last one. It says down 8-3. LSU coach starts to concede and use pictures of who otherwise won't see the field in tight games. inning eaters only should be a different game tonight. That's true. I mean, we're not saying that I think they did. They weren't going to put anybody out there that they needed for tonight. But it all comes down to one game. Or as you say, Roger, what is the magic?
The two greatest words in sports. Game 7.
But it's not. It's game 3.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We are here at the annual Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament here at Rogers Home Course, Chenal Country Club.
Bears Den.
Bear Den yours. Will the Hendrickses be out today?
You know, they're probably already out there. Probably already having tea.
Listen, this first What's that from?
That's a clip I saw where a coach is talking to his little leaguers and said, "Let's make no mistake." You heard it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
That is some good stuff. We are here at the annual Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament, Chenal Country Club. Couple people with some more text messages. So the whole town of Lone Oak is out of power.
Yeah.
Man, I hate that for Lone Oak.
So
Dadgummit.
do.
Rats. You've got the when you got that wind blowing like it is, I'm not surprised. It's just you knew that there were trees and power lines that were coming
It's
down.
winds like that I'm not a fan of the pine tree. I'm sorry, I know it's a tree of Arkansas, but they don't have the scattered roots.
It says here, how in the world did y'all miss talking about the Greg LeMond documentary last week? So Josh, by the way, so one of our goals with Greg Hatcher was to go see. Remember Rick Schaefer talking about the Yogi Berra the documentary? We drove an hour to see that, and only to get to the theater and see that it was not.
We drove an hour back to Homa to see it,
Yeah,
but it wasn't in Homa. It was an hour the other direction. We go back and it's not there.
I'm surprised it's not streaming yet.
It is.
I looked for it last night on.
No, it's on.
It is?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't see it on my Apple
You see-
Apple deal.
Oh, it's on.
Usually they're
at
pretty
least
good
the
about-
Amazon. No, I say yeah. That's why I thought it was.
Oh, it's
already-
Amazon only. Okay,
No,
it's
it's not
exclusive.
on Amazon. It may be.
It may be.
But
I think
it's
it may be.
streaming. You can stream it. Yeah.
And
Pay for it.
the other one. So I don't know about the Greg LeMond documentary. I don't know anything about that. Do you, Rod? Do you know the scoop on that?
I do not.
There's two flights today. There's a breakfast flight and a afternoon flight. And our buddies, Chris Walker is the presenting sponsor for Fence Brokers.
He is vastly becoming a mainstay in everything.
Oh my
we
gosh! Yes, sure is. Very. And then you see Rush and Linda Harding.
Yep.
Arvest, Tito's
do. Double
handmade
B's.
vodka.
We see double B's, and we know Tito's. Tito's is all over all the golf tournaments that we have. We have that. You've got the Natural State Wholesale with Don Grisham is a sponsor as well.
Yeah, and I was looking over here at the Hatcher Agency. Yeah.
Potlatch, Deltic.
I was looking. This last class was, IMC'd at Raj, and you had Jeff King, who was the first overall pick in the draft back in '86.
Right on.
Glenn Ray Hines, several great folks who we'll mention in a second, including our man Sully, who will be by here shortly. A couple other things happened over the weekend. Sam McIntosh passes away.
Yes.
If you're not from around here, Sam McIntosh was a very polarizing figure, black activist who would put sheets of paper, these flyers on everybody's cars downtown, and they would be cartoons, and they would be racially, and it was attack. I went back and read a little bit more about him today, Roger. He would go after Clinton and all his
Some
affairs,
of
those kind of things.
who was there was they said he had a black child.
Yes, that was one of the things he would say. And then he was the Black Santa. And then he would sell the pies, sweet potato pies. Yeah.
He's iconic in Arkansas.
And then, Josh, one thing, if you Google, I imagine that would have it, but there was a guy named Ralph Forbes that was running for governor in this state, and he was a supremacist. I think he was a white supremacist, I think, or had that,
if not KKK,
or something like that.
Put it in one, 6 in 1, half dozen.
He challenged him to a fight. Well, then he ends up, because he was so controversial, he ends up saying he's going to support him at the end.
Yeah.
And then he ends up punching, I think, when they were doing the flag burning on the steps of the state capitol, punched a CNN reporter. It was just, and so anyway, so he was a very colorful figure, if you will, in terms of, making news.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to put him in, I mean, he was that guy. He was not Jackson, but who's the preacher that lost a ton of weight?
Yes, him.
Sharpton.
Yeah,
he would be like our Sharpton.
Yeah,
I think what is it? And again, the Black Santa and all that kind of stuff that was new to us back in the day. But you know what? But when you look back at it, you go, absolutely, that was a good thing to have.
That's right. A couple of things here before we go to the top of the hour. Pat Bradley will be joining. Pat is flying in today. Pat was supposed to be with us last night, Roger, and be with us all show today. He got to Charlotte, and whatever the weather issue stopped him in Charlotte.
It's our weather issue did. Yeah.
I guess it backed it up to there. And so he'll be here a little bit later this afternoon. He'll be here for a couple of days, so maybe we'll have him on the show tomorrow with us. It'll be fun to have him hang out. But
maybe not.
He's going to be playing today. A couple other things. The U.S. Marshals Museum opens this week in Fort Smith.
Oh, dude!
We need to
put it on the summer.
Summer adventure.
Listen, we're going to that.
I know.
We're going to that.
Josh, do you recall Roger threw at you the connection with the Marshals Museum in Fort Smith and the story of a particular movie? Do you recall?
Would that be The Fugitive? Question mark.
No,
Oh, very good. I
Isn't-
like that. You
but
went Wesley Snipes.
go back.
Who, by
oh,
the way,
yeah.
went to jail where Hunter Biden didn't.
Go back over.
wait.
It's one of the classic. Because when we told him about the movie, I don't think he was familiar with the movie.
Which was
He's
a
not.
Harrison Ford movie. It's Fugitive,
No.
right?
No, yeah, that's
right.
Fugitive.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
and U.S.
and-
Marshals was the second of that.
Oh, he used to. Yeah, he's
with
thinking
Wesley
maybe that.
Snipes. Yeah,
Yeah, this was True Grit, and it was the Roger. You know this history better than anybody. It was
Well, I don't know about that.
True Grit
I know
was
Rex Nelson.
was based on the character that was a real life character, right?
That's exactly right.
And he was a black marshal
He was a black marshal.
in the town of Fort Smith.
You want to go back further?
Yes.
You listen. The dude even had to arrest his son. The character of Rooster Cogburn is based on that marshal. Now, forgive me for not being able to tell you his name, but even more so in history, the character of the Lone Ranger.
Oh, that's right. That's it.
Is
That's it.
said to be based on him. And
Well,
the
a
reason-
black marshal. How about that
exactly,
back
and
then?
that's why the Lone Ranger wore a black mask.
Yeah. Anyway, so I
And
knew
wore-
I knew
and
you'd
rode
be
a white
excited to
horse.
hear that about
Totally excited.
They-
It's long overdue for that dude. What's his name?
and they've got, matter of fact, they've got a temporary exhibit over at the state capitol too. By the way, I can't
What
think of
is-
his name, but we'll Google it.
Give me his initials.
Hey, real quick too, before we go to break, congratulations to the all the All-Star teams. I know it looks like it was the West won 37-34. I don't know who all that involves, the West, but they won on like a last minute pass, 37-34 in the All-Star game. West won, beat the East in the basketball. They've been doing that 76 years in basketball, the All-Star game. So like Vance has been to every one of them over here.
Is that right?
How old are you now, Vance? 83. So you're a young 83. You're young.
Listen, 83 is nothing anymore. You look great for 83. I don't know what I thought 83 was. I thought 83 was something when I was 23. 83 is great.
Hey,
now.
the other thing, we were talking all this stuff about Justin Moore hitting the ball out of a Traveler field. How about our Travelers, man? They're 3 games in the lead in the North Division of the Texas League. And did you see, Josh? We don't.
Bass Reeves, thank you.
Bass Reeves, very good. Josh, we don't because we're at odds with Northwest Arkansas. We sort of have a thing against each other. They've got a team up there, Roger. They're only 16 games out of first place. 16. In less than 3 seconds, can you give me the name, the name of that team? Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, it's the Natural State Wholesale.
So the Travelers are the Seattle. They're
Oh no, you didn't say that.
No. I'm trying to get you. If you know, ours is Arkansas Travelers. What are they? The Northwest Arkansas.
The Northwest Arkansas Wholesalers.
Can I tell you? I'm completely blank on what they are right now too. What is it?
The Naturals, right?
The Naturals. Yeah.
That's what I said. That's a natural.
Hey, this crew's trying to come up with something creative. The Naturals.
Listen,
There's a movie made about it.
Who'd you get? How much money did you pay for that? Did you pay somebody like me?
All right. Without looking, Josh, and don't look at your computer. Who is Northwest Arkansas? Who are the not Travelers? Who are the Naturals associated with?
I actually don't know. I'm going to guess the Pirates.
You want to take a shot, Raj?
I do. There with the Padres.
Kansas City. So we have Seattle. They have Kansas City. It's a shame that
Well, it used to be St. Louis, and that's
it'd be so nice if there was something. Not that it's the most important thing, but it would be nice if it was something close.
Oh, sure.
Rangers or whatever.
Here's
Hey, first place, though, baby. Whoop, we got to go.
Bass Reeves. You know why?
Yes.
Bass Reeves. And think about it even more so because the Lone Ranger's name, his character name was I want to say Brett Reed.
Oh, it's sort of look
So
at you.
even that.
You're getting excited. You're getting excited about going.
Another connection.
You want to walk
You
out
want
with
to
a
go nerd?
Marshall
You want to
badge?
go nerd? Yes.
You want a badge?
You want to go nerd?
Yes.
There's a connection between the Lone Ranger and the Green Hornet.
What is that?
Their characters' names are related.
Ah, very nice. I don't know what the answer is, but I'll trust you.
Thank you. Buddy.
7:00. that's one of my favorite things I've done in 2023 is catch up on the Disney the movies. The only thing I haven't watched though is the live action Aladdin. Apparently that did well at the box office, but I don't know if I should just stick with who was the comedian that did so well? What's his name? Just
Robin Williams?
Yeah, should I? Who played it? Who played him? Oh, it was Will Smith played him in the live action. He was.
I didn't know that there was a live action of that.
Yeah, apparently it did pretty well at the box office.
Wait, so you're diving deep into Disney?
Well, I'm just glad I'm catching up. I still got like Moana.
Ratatouille.
What?
What about Ratatouille?
Yeah, I had done Ratatouille.
I don't even know if that is.
There's two that start with M. Moana and then
Mulan.
No, it's Mulan. That's it.
Mulan,
Yeah, Mulan. And then Pocahontas. I hadn't seen Pocahontas.
I want to see the live.
I don't have any
action
kids.
of
I got to catch up on these things.
Well, listen. Don't go in there without a kid. Though.
We are we are here at the annual Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame celebrity golf tournament.
Yes.
Terry Connor Johnson is walking around. She's on fire.
She's got her steps in.
Listen to the great Tom Mitchell there. Look at those two greats. You're talking with Vance Strange right there.
Two
Nancy
great guys
Williams.
right
Yeah.
The history. Nancy, I didn't know about Nancy.
Nancy, listen.
Let me know about her Hall of Fame.
World skeet shooting, and her husband is one of the best
Skeet.
ever do it. Yes. Well, I don't know if skeet is the right term or not. What's that? Trap. Yeah.
Trap.
That's what I meant.
Sorry,
Thank you, Nancy.
Sorry about that.
And Coach Garrison over there, Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to listen. These are all volunteers.
They're Hall of Famers and they're volunteers.
I think we got a man, Pat Bradley. Pat was supposed to be here playing today. He is going to get here about 2:30. But let's check in with him now, Josh, if you got him.
It's time to talk to the shooter. Pat Bradley, presented by Bradford Marine and ATV, with 6 statewide locations. Online at bradfordmarine.com. Pat is also presented by Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union in Benton, who is now serving Saline, Grant, Garland, Hot Spring, and Perry counties. Now, live from the land of the Patriots, Celtics, and Red Sox, here's Pat Bradley.
Good morning, Pat.
What are you saying there, boys?
PB is in Charlotte. That's where you were trying to get your connecting flight to here. And we were just saying, I guess all the storms pushed everything back. And although Charlotte is a town you know well, that's where the SEC network is.
Yes, it is. So fortunately, I kind of knew the ins and outs of the city. And if I feel sound a little stuffy, the hotel rooms got me. It's so funny. I don't know if you guys stay in hotel rooms and when you travel, depending on if you can get the temperature adjusted. I get a stuffy nose and everything. It's crazy. But
it's funny.
Not used to the temperature.
Well, Pat, we were down in Thibodaux, Louisiana, the home of Kate Moore, Justin's wife. And I tell you, Roger, I don't know about you, but walking in the room, how was your room? So I would walk in the room and I don't know how it does this. I don't know if it was just something in my head. I walked in, the air conditioner would be on 66. I had it there, and it wouldn't be as cold though, but the more I stayed in the room, the cold, it's almost like it's got a human being radar that goes, okay, now that you're
Somebody's in here,
we're going to get cooler. I don't know if that's just in my head or what.
Mine was cold. It might be in your. Mine was cold. You can go there. You can eat a bunch of ice and then do it.
It was Pat. You talk about humidity. It is not. There's not a more humid place in America than down on the coast of Louisiana.
It's a force. It's a force.
It is. Hey, they got great food down there. We even tried, Pat. We remember what we tried at the second Spars.
I do.
What is it?
Come
on, longer.
No,
it was Boudin. Boudin egg roll. How about that, Boudin?
Yeah, Baz ordered them, and they come in an order. It has 3. He got 1. Greg and I had the other one.
Yeah, it was
fantastic.
Great food down there.
Great grouper.
Obviously the what is it? What are the 3 staples? You got
Boudin.
Shrimp.
No,
catfish. The 3 bowls of
gumbo.
Gumbo. What's the other one? Etouffee.
Jumbo etouffee.
And I think there's one other
jambalaya.
Jambalaya. That's it.
Oh, jambalaya, crawfish pie, Philly.
All 3 were very good, Pat, down there. That's the real deal.
You can sop it.
What about gator? I had gator one time.
We did have gator. We ordered gator.
You can have gator.
It's real gator. They just go out and shoot it in the back of the canal.
Go, gator, get a pop. Get a gator. Listen, but we also have our own Boudreaux's.
Yeah,
And
exactly
and
right.
they do the gator bites, but they do the catfish beignets, which are not the beignets with the sugar and all that. They're the catfish beignets, and they have them infused with some hot sauce. Now that's the only thing that that lacked from what was the place we ate? The
Spars.
The little catfish bites. They were great, but they didn't do it, which was cool. They didn't do anything to them. You needed to add something to it, whether it be the sauce or something like that. But if they do something like that,
But it was real deal
gained
Cajun food.
weight.
Yeah.
But Greg Hatcher works out and rides a bike for 20 miles after eating all this ice cream and stuff like that. I wouldn't afford it. I have my pants unbuttoned right now.
Well, the good thing, Pat, you will be here. You're going to play. Do you know who you're playing with yet today?
I don't know, and I'm on standby because I missed. So I'm supposed to land last night at about 9:30 in Little Rock, and my flight, my outbound was delayed out of Boston, so I missed my connection. That happened. There was a lot of weather issues. I know you guys had some weather issues all around the country. I went to rebook, hopefully for this morning. Everything's booked. Everything's sold out. So I'm heading over to the airport and trying to get on a standby. So I told Terry I'd keep her posted on what's my ETA.
Well, we're excited. We're excited about having you. We're excited to have you for a few days, hanging out for 2 or 3 days.
Oh, I'm good. It's going to be fun to reconnect with everybody. Now, I know you're playing. Is Daddy playing?
No, he's not. He's not. But this is his home course. But
this is my home course. Actually, I was not given the opportunity to play. I was not asked. It does not hurt my feelings, but I would have liked the opportunity to turn them down.
Well, hopefully you'll be there, Roger. I get a chance to see you.
I hope so too, Bob.
We were talking about there are a lot of towns that are without power this morning. I hate that for you guys out there. Here's one that says, Starchild says all 11 of us in Postel have no power. And I says, where's Postel? Eastern Arkansas between Marvel and Holly Grove, about 20 miles west of Helena off Highway 49. So thank you for listening out there. I've never heard of Postel. Have you, Raj?
Nor have I. No. I've heard of Potlatch. But
Kate Moore is up and at them. She said, y'all went to Thibodeau? We did. We actually stayed Kate in Homa. We stayed oh my gosh, we should have went and knocked on her family's door.
Well, first of all, I don't know why I didn't see the water tower with her name on it.
That's true. She goes, I love Spars. They're known for their Bloody Marys. We did see a lot of those being made.
Well, at the Spars for
breakfast. That's right, we did.
The Four Horsemen with Keith Ingram and his group, they were having Bloody Marys.
So I will tell you this, Pat. I can't tell you who all told us it. I don't tell the people because it would, I'm sure they would not want us to say. But there's one particular college that we talked to. Some guys that were there that are affiliated with the college. One in particular that was involved with the NIL there. And I think he basically said they had to raise about $8 to $10 million a year for their NIL. And he implied that for basketball, the average deal for a good basketball player is $500,000 a player. He said when it comes to football, he says it's less. He just said, but and then of course, Greg asked him, he said, now is 8 to 10 million for like 4 years? He said, no, I got to raise 8 to 10 million a year just to pay the players. And then we found out some of the quarterbacks down there that, are making $1 million. And obviously we know this because Lane Hatcher asked $1 million, $500,000. It's crazy to hear that confirmed from the horse's mouth, man. It's really amazing.
So, because I did see a study online where this NIL conferences and where folks from each university, they try to get together and they talk about how to advance it. So I had seen some numbers. I'm just curious, the folks that you talk to, what position are they? Like, what's they're not school administrators or like, you don't have to tell me who they are and what school. I'm just curious what positions that they held at the school.
They did not say. He did not say, and I didn't want to be too intrusive to get to because I think he was sharing information probably he would not have shared. He was just in general just saying these are the numbers in general that they are.
That's just today. Next year it's more.
Well, I had
unless they get a hold of something.
I had heard that was Pat. I'd heard, and again, this is just me. We had the JB Hunt collective up there, and then you got the Arkansas one. I think the JB Hunt is the big boy up there. They got the money, and I'd heard that they're really tied into basketball. So if you think about it, you got Pat, you got the NIL giving money, Roger, for example. They raise money from companies and go, okay, here we're going to pay Anthony Black, whatever. Then Nike can roll in, and Nike, without anybody knowing, tell JB Hunt Collective, I want $1 million to go to Nick Smith Jr. Nobody knows about it, and just because Nick Smith, we wanted to be in, and
because we've got to deal with Nick around the corner.
Well, yes, right. We want
that be done.
Yeah. So yeah,
okay.
That's the way this, because there's no rules. There's no rules.
Well, it's. We've talked about it getting out of hand. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, so like the numbers that I saw were not as, it was almost like, the quarterback is going to get a lot, obviously. And then, a few $100,000 or possibly maybe more. But there is a significant drop when it comes to a bench player or second unit guy. But I think what is also important to know is just what you guys said, where there isn't really any hard concrete rules on any of it. Therefore, these kids can be promised anything. These people can tell you any number in the world, and they're not legally held to have to pay it.
I know.
Right?
I don't know. Well, that's true, I guess, initially, but I think they could say, I want to see this in writing. They would have to show. I know every deal we do has a contract.
You know what?
And we have to do a contract with every NIL guy.
And here's the thing with that one. How much of it, when you've got a guy like this, for sake of argument, let's say the rumor that we heard about KJ making the amount of money that he's making. So when we try to do a deal with him here at this radio station, we're talking about baby crap. They might not even want to fool with something like that. If we're talking about, $500, $500 for a month for this radio station to do that, or we have a local place like a Family Market or a Edwards Food Giant who maybe want to sponsor something. Go, well, I can't do that. We might not get some of these players that we want. We've been so fortunate to have some of the top players from the beginning in football and basketball. We've had about 20, Pat, and I did want to ask you because we haven't had you on since the draft. Obviously, we're really proud at Morning Mayhem to have Anthony Black. Great kid. It was great all year. Great working with him. And goes number 6. And I know Orlando's excited about him. Boy, the all the accolades and all the nice things they were saying about him and what kind of player he was going to be. That was, and what it does for Musselman, Pat. How great it makes the program look to have 3 freshmen drafted in the top 38, 2 in the first round. Yeah.
I think. We talked about this, how when you go and recruit now to a top 20 player, you have examples. This is what we did with Anthony Black. First, like, you get a kid, even when Moses Moody, like, what he was, Coach Musselman was able to use the example of Moses Moody and say, look what we did with Moses. He came in. This is how we helped him. And now that's how you get Anthony Black and Nick Smith Jr. And then so now more examples of how to lay out the recruiting process, how you're going to help them get to where they want to go. So all that stuff's important. And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, listen, you can get talent on a roster, right?
Right. Yes.
Are you going to make them better? Because it happens all the time. We see this. There's a lot of coaches who are really good recruiters who, put together, a couple of good recruiting classes, doesn't really pan out. But, we see the results with Moss where he's winning, he's putting him in the NBA, not even the NBA, professionally too, right? Because not everyone's going to play in the NBA, but you can have soft players around.
I think Anthony Black will be that type of player right there. And, and you dovetail that with not only does he have those freshmen going in the first round, but when you talk about Moses Moody, you can talk about NBA title. Look what I've done here. I helped him, yada, that sort of thing. So you throw that little nugget in there as well.
And even a guy like Ricky Council, who didn't get drafted but is going to play, he is going to get a chance to play in the NBA, whether it's a trial or summer league. So, he can show players, recruits, even if you're a transfer. Give me a chance. I can get you where you want to go. And that's the important thing.
Yeah, we had that with listen, back in the day. A guy like Pargo, he played for quite a few years.
Yeah.
When you think about a fellow like that, and you count. Pardon?
Speaking of Pongo, I don't know if you guys noticed because there's been a lot going on, but you know the Ice Cube 3-on-3 professional league, the Big Three. Have you familiar with that?
Sure. Yeah.
So, yeah. Joe Johnson has a team, and it's him and the two and a couple other guys. Fun yesterday, yeah. Big Joe's still playing. He looks fantastic.
I've heard, by the way, Jason Milligan. What's up, Jason? Oaklawn's represented here today. So next year, I saw a projected early lottery pick list. I didn't see Trevin Brazil's name in there. So I've also heard of who was the other kid we got coming in, the highly touted freshman that was sort of a strange name. Starts with a B, I think, K or B. I can't think of his name. But do you think we're going to have some who? That's it.
Big
Bayfall. Yeah, that's it. So do you think those two guys could be lottery picks next year? You think there's a good chance of it?
I would say Brazil's got a better chance than Bayfall. Tough, man. When you're a big guy, a freshman coming in, you just never got that how quickly that they'll progress.
And he is Brazil for sure, though, right? You would think stays
Well,
out.
have a chance. I mean, I'll feel comfortable. I feel he's a first, sure. But the top, and you know, it's like teams start to think, okay, you know, how to fit in. But right now, Brazil's a first rounder. Sure, absolutely, he could put together where you look at him. Sure, first round.
By the way, we're looking at the goodie bag here for the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament. You got an Oaklawn mug.
Yeah.
You got Titleist golf ball. The old trust. No, you get a bag, a package you're playing. The old trusty Lance.
It's a toasty sandwich crackers.
Yes, you got to have
butter crackers. Absolutely.
Because
Dental.
Because Delta Dental is involved. That's why they get you got a
toothbrush.
That's
That's right. And let's just make sure that they all are medium bristle.
And then you've got Slim Jim while you're out there.
Two of them because you're going to need that protein.
And then you've got what's a little like a tea holder.
It is a tea holder with teas.
You put on your
You can have that on there.
And then Roger's hat. Yeah,
and he says my hat because it's a structure. It's unstructured hat. You are not that guy. I actually wrote down, Pat, are you a structured or unstructured hat? And by that I mean where the I guess it's not the crown, but whatever it is not.
It's more the shape of your head than it is straight up.
Yeah, it's that one. And are you flat bill or will you take the bill and curve it? I'll let you know. Mine is an unstructured. I love the loose where you can push it in and it stays down. And I like curved bill. Yourself?
I would go with. I think I'm a structured guy.
Okay, Baz is a structured guy because he has a big noggin and it fits better. It fits.
Roger looks too fakey for Roger.
I look like Benjamin Button if I'm wearing one of those hats. I just do where he's shrinking with a big old hat on there. And you flat bill or you curving it?
I'm probably. I mean, I don't give ridiculous.
Slight.
You know how
Okay, Jason's got a slight. I am going to go all the way. I actually have a couple of hats on my hat rack at home with a few rubber bands on them to keep them that way until I wear them and then I put them back on. That's just me. I'm a gambler, Mr. Oaklawn.
We're visiting with Pat Bradley. Well, we'll be on Wednesday
in Sherwood.
In Sherwood, as well as Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Pat, I was going to ask for let you go a little light stuff. So, did you see where Vanna White wants more money?
She should get it
because of
Pat's leaving.
Pat is leaving. So, first of all, I want you to guess. Don't Google, Josh. Don't Google Pat. What do you think Vanna White makes per year, and what do you think that Pat Sajak makes per year?
I'll go. You asking me first?
Yes,
you. 25
we'll start with you. You think he makes $25 million a year?
Yeah.
No, way off, way too high.
Way too high.
Way too high.
Well, then he got screwed.
Oh, yeah, for 20. I mean, a year. Yeah, that's a little high.
Listen, he brings in 25 million.
I'll tell you this much: he makes 5 times more than what she makes,
and he should.
Yeah, So,
all right, he makes $5 million.
I'll go 15 for him, and then 3.
Wow, Pat Bradley just nailed it. He's exactly right. He makes $15 million.
Well, then 25 wasn't way off.
Well, it's no,
I don't accept it.
So do you think? She makes $3 million a year.
She has to stay because she's the only thing that's going to get people like us.
Yeah, if she leaves, will you turn it off? Will you keep watching it?
The chances are no, because I like the game, but it depends on who it is. You bring me in somebody. You bring me in Jason Sehorn. What's his name?
Jason.
For the Giants. Gaptooth. What's his name?
Oh, Michael
Bring in
Strahan.
Strahan, and I'm out. You bring in, and I'm out. Okay.
So who would you? So it doesn't matter.
I want the job.
So does it?
Yeah. I want the job.
Does it matter? So it doesn't matter.
It matters.
It does matter.
It matters. I still don't. Drew Carey still doesn't do anything for me on Price is Right.
Well, Pat, listen. Go catch your flight, buddy, and we look forward to. Yes, please do.
Absolutely. And I want to thank Brad Marine and ATV. Mm-hmm. Inflation on a new top road. And of course, our great friends at Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Loan. Roger Scat Daddy could tell you all about that. And keep your.
All right, Pistol. Godspeed. Settle your mother for me.
Got to clean up the house for Pat. He's coming to hang.
Call Molly Mae.
Pat, the house is a little messy, Pat. I got to do some cleaning up. I'm sorry. All right, safe travels, Pat.
See you. Love you, buddy. What about grub? Do you bring anything special for Pat? Do you have anything in the fridge? If I were to come to your house and have to spend an amount of time that I would be going to your fridge, what are you going to put? Give me two
it's
items.
Empty. It's empty right now.
Give me 2 items that you would get from me, whether it be drink or food.
Or what I get for you, or that I have in there?
No, that you would have for me. Oh, Roger's coming. I better get this. Because for you, I already know.
Make sure coffee. I got to make sure you have coffee.
Okay.
And then got to make sure you have protein bars.
Okay, very good, very good. I know with you it's going to be Diet Coke.
Diet Coke would be number one.
Absolutely. Yes. And I would probably have it'd have to be, obviously I'd get you some popcorn.
Here's one as we go to break here. Some of our First Arkansas Bacon Trust. Well, it's not anymore. That now is open.
It's formerly known as.
The text line is open for sponsorship. I trust that Northwest Arkansas does not look down upon or even really think about Little Rock. I don't doubt that.
Well, I think that right there, that's looking down on it.
Yes. Here's what it says. You people make fake news organizations look like baby crap. The true character Marshall was not based solely off Bass Reeves. It was based off a composite of several Marshalls.
First of all,
Reeves was just one.
I love when you push your black
listen. I love when you push your black fantasies. Is that a prerequisite for being in Little Rock media?
Oh, stop it. It was based on him, whoever you are. He's the guy.
Yes.
We couldn't do it back then. And the Lone Ranger is based off of him. He's in a New York newspaper back when the Lone Ranger was done.
Take that.
Okay, that's your New York media. You know what you are? You are an anti-Bass Reevesite. You're racist for not liking Bass Reeves. Yes. You're taking away Bass Reeves. You are taking away his credit.
So here's the deal.
He arrested his own son and put him in jail, and he's got nothing.
This is the last week of June, and so Morning Mayhem's going to be roaring into July.
Oh my God!
For the summer of adventure, got a lot of ground to cover.
We've got to go to the diamond mine. We've got to go fishing. Yes.
Are you prepared? Are you prepared?
Watch. Are you prepared?
All right. It is 7:30 here at the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame annual golf tournament. Oh, there we go. Derek Jeter birthday today.
Nice.
And, what a class that guy. What a way for that guy to go out. Yeah, very cool. Love that guy. Alonzo Hampton, new coach of UAPB, was a Warren guy. I had no idea. We'll have to get him on the show in a minute. Rodney Pill joins us now, the new president of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. What's up, Rodney? How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How about yourself,
Good to
David?
see you. Now, you have to follow in the footsteps of Greg Hatcher. Not easy to do.
That is correct.
As he was obviously the president before you, and that's what I'm talking about. And but you've been around this group for a long time too.
I have. I've been on the board for several years. I got involved by former president Rush Harding.
Yes.
He got me involved initially, and then stayed on some committees. I'm lucky enough that this is my second time to follow Greg Hatcher in a chairmanship.
What was the other one?
Arthritis Foundation,
Okay.
several years ago. So I told Greg not to join any more boards.
No more.
At least if he's on that board, I'm not coming.
that Greg does such a great job, and he's everything he does, he brings it up 100 miles an hour to it. And so, what are you going to do based off of what's on your agenda to do as president of the Sports Hall of Fame?
My agenda is basically to make sure we have a diverse induction ceremony with inductees from several different sports, and also to diversify the board some more and inject a little youth in our board.
Yeah.
We love our guys that have been around a while. They give us great history.
Yeah.
We need that knowledge, but we need to survive, and so we need to get some younger members on the board as well.
Roger, I was looking at the different sports that are represented, and you try to think of every sport that you can think of.
Category, yeah.
Yeah, and I think you've got most of them represented. Is there any sport maybe that you go, man, we got to get this in?
Yes, I know one.
What?
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
We got to get pickleball starts now.
Well, pickleball just started. So
I know. It's what it is, because people are going to want to see it. You're going to see it in the Olympics.
Well, you've got trap shooting, which is very unique because of Nancy and her husband. And
your category.
It's funny, Roger. It's funny you bring that up. So I was looking at my category is sports promotion.
Sure.
It's
no brainer.
And so, but there was another guy I did not know. Where's it at? That's named Alan Berry, 1975. Is there with me? I don't know who Alan Berry is.
We got to find out what he did.
Do you know who Alan Berry is? I don't. I didn't listen. I'm in there. I'm in the sports promotion category with him. I didn't know who Alan Berry is.
He's overshadowed by Baz.
Long-time manager. Well,
Okay.
These two guys, they're all, they've been around long enough to know who everybody is.
See, David, that speaks to the history that we
I
do.
know.
That's right.
Clemson fans, they've been around. So what? That makes sense. That I think to make sure all sports are represented, male and female.
Certainly.
At one time that I'm sure if you think about it, when the state was segregated in terms of sports and all that, you didn't have representation in the Sports Hall of Fame. So all those things have changed and headed in the right direction now. And of course, this last year, you had a really nice class. Of course, my good friend Steve Sullivan was in it, and you had tennis represented, Larry Melton, and so it was a interesting, different group of cross section of folks.
Yes, Dave, we had a great class last year, and we want to continue that as well. In addition to that, the Sports Hall of Fame itself, as a board member, I've been around a long time.
Yes.
I'm the first minority president, and what I like to say is, we're making great progress because following me is Sharon Talley-Bogopole, which would be the first lady,
very nice,
president of the Sports Hall of Fame. So, we're moving in the right direction.
All right, I'm going to go to Roger on this. I expect you, Roger, to get this in less than 3 seconds. I expect you to get at least one in less than 3 seconds. I think you'll get one of them, maybe.
Pressure's
1 second.
on now. Pressure's on.
If I threw out the sport of racing.
Come on, Mark.
Okay, then extra credit if you get the other one with Mark Martin. Actually, he was tied together with Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, in other words, he was
Oh,
together with him.
yeah. He was
the owner.
Yeah, the big owner.
Yeah.
Give me his initials.
BD.
Bill Dance.
Bill Davis. Close enough.
Davis. I had Davis.
If I went outdoorsman,
I said Bill Dance.
What would you go?
Outdoorsman.
I'll give you a hint.
Steve Wildman Wilson.
No, he's it's about boats.
Again, that's the aluminum boat guy. Give me the initial.
Forrest Wood.
Oh yeah, the Bass Pro.
Right, not Bass Pro, but
Ranger.
Ranger
yes.
boat. My bad.
The other one is a guy who did television work for many, many years.
Yes.
JM Productions.
JM. That's Martin.
Close. McKinnis.
Jerry McGinnis.
That's
Terry.
right. Yes.
Jerry. Nailed it.
Yeah, you were close.
Nailed them all.
But I do find it interesting looking at all. And how about this? Name me, and I expect you to get this in less than 1 second.
Well, I got the all in less than 1
second.
Such a thing?
Yes, you will get it immediately. You guys also do something at the Sports Hall of Fame. You just don't induct individuals; you induct teams.
Oh yeah,
give me a team.
69.
Boom. What'd you say?
69.
No.
Oh, 64. Excuse me.
Yes.
I meant 64. 69. Maybe that was something else I was thinking.
You said which one did you say? You said which one?
64.
Or what else? Give me another one.
The 94 national
94.
In your face.
Give me one more football one, not University of Arkansas.
A team?
Yes.
Oh, that's Texas.
No, it's got to be Arkansas.
Well, you said not Arkansas.
No, not the University of Arkansas, in the state of Arkansas.
A team?
Yes.
It wouldn't be.
Come on.
Well, first of all, we
apply
know
yourself.
We didn't
apply your brain.
I'm going to apply it. It wouldn't be Ouachita. It wouldn't be UCA.
Nope.
It wouldn't be ASU.
Although there is a 1991 UCA, which I guess they won the national championship. Vance, did UCA win the national championship in 91? Yeah, so I
nailed that one.
So you got that one by default.
Well, by osmosis, maybe
okay,
osmosis.
Get the other one.
The other one it's a football team?
Yes.
It is football.
And they won I believe they won the national championship this year, undefeated. That particular
year.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Think about it.
It's not you.
Think about it. I'll give you a hint.
I'm thinking.
Your daughter went to school there.
ASU.
That's
what I said. I said ASU. And you said no.
No, you didn't say ASU.
I said it's not ASU, and you said you didn't say anything.
No, Arkansas State 1970. I think that was.
With
who?
Steve Strange.
Steve, is that right? I'll be darned. Yeah, Steve Strange.
Yeah.
So it's fun looking back. You can go to the website to see all the different classes that have been in it. You usually average 2, 4, 6, about 8 to 10 per year that you do, right?
That is correct.
And for those who don't know, Josh is a new producer. Josh, do you know where the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Museum is?
I do not.
It's about less than a mile from you. It is in the west side.
It's in a nook.
It's in the west side of the Simmons Bank Arena.
And if you don't know where it is, I mean, there's not one of the. We need to get one of those.
There's signage on that side.
Well, I know, but you got to go around that side.
Well, that's what.
So I need one of those little blow up things.
I was going to ask, how much is the construction on the highway with the overpass? Is that affected you guys at all?
I assume it stopped a little traffic.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to. I was over there yesterday helping Terry load up for the tournament today, and you can't even get on going back to Little Rock on Broadway. So foot traffic has probably slowed. So.
I've got to take my grandsons there. If I take him to see the dinosaurs at the Clinton Library, I need to take him to the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame.
All right, what's this?
Shame on me. Shame on Pop.
We're going to Josh with this one. Josh, it has a lot of different items in it. The Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. One, they actually have a Mark Martin NASCAR, but they also have a large animal. Would you take this is just, you have two large animals. One.
All right. We will figure out the question that David was going to ask when they returned. Once again, David and Roger are live from the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame golf tournament. They have it every single year. It's at Chenal Country Club this year. Play a little bit of music, hopefully get the guys back very quickly, and then we'll figure out what David's question was for me.
You there?
We're back. There we go.
And I said, put it in there yourself.
Did you hear the question before we dropped?
I did not. You got very, very close to saying it.
I said that over at the Sports Hall of Fame, there is a large animal. There's two, according to Rodney. There's one really big one. Has nothing to do with anything inside, anything to do with a sports deal. It was somebody that killed it, and it's just what you just take a shot. What do you think it might be?
A bobcat.
Bigger than a bob. Much bigger.
I'll take a guess, and I don't know what it is. Is it a gator?
It's much bigger than a gator.
Much bigger than a gator.
Who was playing later today? who's playing in the second flight
God.
today. I'll give you a hint. When it's on its hind legs,
It's a bear.
It is what kind of bear?
I was
It's a
gonna say,
grizzly.
It is a no. It is a polar bear. It is a polar bear. It's like what, 7 feet? 8. It is massive. It's almost like in the movie at the end of Roadhouse.
You know, I saw that in
Yeah, I
the
don't-
picture. I thought that was Joe Klein.
What is the reason? Did the largest one killed or something?
There's a gentleman that donated it, and I can't think of his name. I just looked at it yesterday.
It is massive.
with a bow
about
and
that?
arrow.
With a bone. Oh wow.
Oh wow!
You better hope you get that
Gotta be
and
a
then
poison
start
bow.
running. Yeah.
You know what it is? It's somebody. The gentleman passed. I don't know who it is. I'm just. This is what I'm assuming, that the gentleman passed, and his family had to get rid of all of his stuff, his kids. He goes,
Yeah.
you know, I got an idea. Why don't we go with Sports Hall of Fame? Y'all want the bear?
It is impressive in there. Do want to thank
I
I know
gotta get
Fitz
in
Brokers, Chris Walker, he's a great supporter of the Buzz. We
He
appreciate
sure
him
is.
too. He's everywhere.
Well, Chris and his family and his dad recently passed, Charles Walker, have been great supporters and customers of mine for years. And Chris has stepped up and supported the Hall of Fame as well as many other endeavors. Great person.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Great friend. And I can't be more thankful for what he's done for the Hall of Fame.
And then Rush and Linda Harding, Arvest, Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's is everywhere too, man. They do a lot of stuff with us too. So you can't. There's the Hatch Agency, Arkansas Blue Cross Blue Shield. They just you can't do this. I know Jerry Jones has been a big supporter of the Jones family, and they're under. Roger, do you have any idea what the Jones family are under?
Is that would it be contributors? Would it be endorsements?
I'll give you
or is it
2 words.
father,
I'll
son?
give you 2 words
Okay.
because Charlotte Jones is in, Jerry Jones is in,
Is it
Jerry Jones
Foundation?
Jr.
Is
is
it
in, and
Foundation?
Stephen Jones is in.
Foundation?
Football starts with an
Royalty.
A. Football starts with an A.
Association Football, America Football.
No, if you think what they do. In other words, what category?
Alumni.
No, and what would they do what would be their purpose? What are they sort of? They're a starts with a D. Starts with an A.
Yeah.
when you start giving letters, you might as well just give it at this point.
Administration.
There we
Football
go.
administration. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
really.
but still, I don't know why. I never would have got that one.
You listen. We even have officiating. Of course, who do we have on the officiating?
Oh, Walter.
Walt and
His daddy.
his daddy, Buddy.
Get out of
Buddy
town.
Coleman. Yes.
Listen, that's outstanding. How cool is that?
Yeah, and then we even have martial arts. And I may be
Yeah.
butchering this. Hung Lee. It's one of the Lee family. Kathy Lee is a good friend of ours. And
ATA.
what is it? Yeah,
Arkansas,
ATA. That's
Taekwondo
right.
Association.
Not listen.
And-
I can't even comment on
And our buddy Wes Sutton's dad, Buddy Sutton, for all he did for many, many years for the Arkansas Sports Hall
How
of Fame.
about that?
And I bet you, let's see if Josh knows this name.
What's going to have? Junior's going to have to get in there.
So I think we might have asked you this before, Josh. You ever heard of the name Joe Garagiola?
No, I've not.
So Joe Garagiola was I think was a catcher for the Reds. Is that I can't remember. He
Was it Reds or Cardinals?
I can't remember, but
thought it was
but a
Cardinals.
well-known
Maybe
Major League
Reds.
Baseball player also became.
He didn't take over for. Bench didn't take over. I thought it was a Cardinal.
I can't
I'll
recall,
look
but
it
he
up.
became a major broadcaster, and he would come and he would MC the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame banquet. Really gave a lot of prestige to the banquet. So anyway, he's an honorary member too. So just a lot of great people, men and women. Hazel Walker.
He was what's got him? Is it Dodger?
Do you remember the Redheads?
The Redheads.
The basketball Redheads. They were a team that I think it went into. They used
He
to.
did play 9 seasons with the Cardinals.
Okay, very good, Roger.
Yeah.
You got that
The
right.
Pirates, Cubs, and Giants. But anyway, yeah, Joe. But you know what? It's almost like the not Bill Dickey. The who's the catcher we're talking about? The
Joe
Yankees.
Garagiola.
No, the Yankees.
Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
Where when
Personality.
you think of Joe
Yeah.
Garagiola, I remember him more as an announcer because of my age than I remember him as a player.
Yes.
And with the Yogi Berra, we look at him more for his yogiisms than we do.
We got a break. Yeah, go ahead as we go.
Well, while we're talking about teams, I don't want to forget about the 2 great teams Coach Foley had at Arkansas Tech.
92 and 93 women's basketball is exactly right.
So
Those teams are in.
Yeah,
The
those
team?
both of those are in. So
Outstanding.
those are your national champions. And then the other one, I mentioned the All-American Redheads basketball team. That I think were they in the 50s or 60s? I can't recall, but they used to travel around. Roger, the Redheads. They were excellent basketball players in a time when, our society didn't respect women to that degree. It was when it came to sports. So it's cool
All
to see
right.
they're in here.
Mr.
So.
President, I'm gonna put you on the spot right here. If you had to guess, and Baz, jump in as well, and Josh, you're more than welcome as well. If you had to guess, which coach would have the next team because of national championships in it? Would it be baseball, football, or basketball? Which one of those coaches will win?
The Razorbacks?
Razorbacks, yes.
Basketball.
Basketball.
Or baseball. Basketball or baseball.
Basketball or base?
Yeah,
You would
basketball or
think.
baseball.
Okay,
One of those two.
We're so close on the baseball, but in the basketball. But
I left off 3 other sports promotions. They're on the next page. Johnny Burnett, Howard Pierce, who was with War Memorial, Jack Stevens. Jack Stevens' bank account much bigger than mine will ever be.
well, you know what? But is he happy?
It is.
With all that
He's
money.
gone. He's gone now.
Kevin, well, okay, then
Yes.
he's not. Kevin Kelly's here. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, he is.
He is already, and he's a living legend right there. Kevin Kelly, there he is.
It is 7:50 here on Morning Mayhem live at the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament. All right, it's getting real here at the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament.
Who's who now?
The Oaklawn crew has arrived. Chris and Zach. And
Jason was here first, and now they got
hey, Chris Jansen's this weekend at Oaklawn, as a matter of fact. We're going to try to get him on the show. Tickets are still available for that show this weekend. So if you want to go to Oaklawn.com. He's buddies with Justin. We're going to try to get them all together. And I think also, too, you've got the end of their slot tournament. It was every Saturday in June. So
slot.
The grand finale is July 1st. And so you still got a chance to get in that. You got to be an Oaklawn Rewards member to be able to be eligible. So listen, if you want to get
what's that tournament again?
It's a slot tournament.
Slot.
Slot
SLOT.
yes. Don't forget too that if you want to hang out, you got a lot of lakes over there in Hot Springs, but you also have a pool at Oaklawn. Their amazing hotel has a pool and a spa.
So, do they have a pond?
No, they don't have
just
a pond.
Pool. All right, very good. Yes. Listen, again, if you get your address and change it and get Amazon delivered over there, you never have to leave Oaklawn.
Yes, it is. Well, it's staycation. You staycation there at Oaklawn, at Oaklawn, and but you got to make your summer plans now.
Do it now.
You got to do it now. And we appreciate the fact that Oaklawn. You
partners with us.
Right. Chris Ho was with you the other day last week.
We were judging the Mrs. Arkansas pageant. Chris was a great judge.
Had Wayne Smith and his son Dylan on the show last week. They
awesome
sponsor our studio.
Yes.
We appreciate the folks at Oaklawn. We're looking
Casey and the Sunshine. We've been seeing some video of him.
I think I may be over there this week. I think I may be over in Oaklawn this week. But yeah, Casey and the Sunshine.
What are you doing over there?
Just a meeting.
No, you know what? What is that all about?
We've got two things. When we come back, Roger, we have to do a Razorback trivia by Justin Moore, brought to you by Capital Smokehouse Grill.
Yep. And thanks to Caleb for writing in. Caleb says, I wish I had a relationship like Baz and Roger. And I laughed and said, and what is that? He goes, y'all get along better than me and my wife.
Thank you.
We can't beat a good bromance.
We do.
You're right, Caleb. We do.
We do.
We check. We're like apes. And we check each other's back hair.
And we're absorbing Justin into that. Josh has got a ways to go. He's so young, but I think
he's so young. You got to earn it. You don't just become a bromance unless there's something freak about you.
Did we just drop off there? I can't hear the music.
No, we're there.
Also, how about Guinness Book of World? Tom Mitchell. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records for most charitable golf tournaments directed by an individual. 176 tournaments in 6 states over 46 years. Tom Mitchell's amazing.
He is indeed a good and decent man.
Where's Sully? Sully, come on, man.
Sully's walking around outside. There he is, Judge Ho, right there.
Judge Ho, 8 o'clock. All right. It is 8:06. Steve Sullivan just makes it.
Steve never says hello at all. You know
He's
what?
moving.
Here's
He's
the-
moving.
Steve, here's the deal. I am unfriending you on Twitter. You never say hello to me or anything. And personally, I'm not even talking about social media. You never do.
Put it on a headset real quick. Just
You
for a
never
second.
do.
By the
Is
way,
it because I never brought one of my kids to your Father's Day putt? What the hell?
what's up, Sally?
Hey,
How was your vacation?
Oh, very good, very good.
And you went to?
Miramar Beach.
Yeah, you normally go East Coast, don't you?
Used to go to Outer Banks. That's
Yeah.
more the North vacation.
Right.
So this is with the South family.
Okay. Do you like being on the golf down there?
I like Miramar Beach the best.
Okay.
You know, just the beach.
Miramar, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's where one of our rival high schools was that we played back when I was in high school, back in the old days. Listen, you were inducted in this class this past year.
Congratulations,
I
Steve.
wouldn't be there without you.
Well,
Congratulations.
vice versa.
You know,
Vice versa.
what an
So,
honor.
Why don't y'all kiss?
Who you playing with today?
Here's the deal. I'm a little upset about this because
Look at that guy! Look at that guy! Look what represents
Okay.
Morning Mayhem right there.
So I'm
Greg
playing
Hatcher
with,
just entered.
here's the man right here.
I know.
I had one.
I was taking recently Father's Day, the ultimate sports dad right here.
Yes,
Greg
yes,
Hatcher.
right. He
Think about
is.
that.
That's it.
He is.
Not only his kids,
This
but
is
between
yours.
the wrestling
I know.
and the Hall of Fame.
I know.
Yeah, crazy. Playing with fence brokers.
Fish brokers. Yeah, Chris Walker,
Yeah.
who's the presenting sponsor.
But the thing that bothers me is
Right.
I hope they know I'm playing with them.
What do you know? You,
Because I played with them last year and I was terrible.
is that right?
So I hope they just didn't put me on their team again. I hope they know.
Is Roland good?
Roland's good. Yeah. Johnny Rice, the former North Little Rock coach, can knock it a mile.
Can they?
Oh, yeah. They're players.
What'd you think about the LSU Florida game yesterday? Wow.
Hey, in a way, I kind of like seeing LSU get
I know it was fun.
I'll get out of here. But
No.
hey,
Yeah, hi, congratulations.
hey, you guys are incredible. You're somewhere every day.
Well, listen, we were with him in the Manning Passing Academy
Right.
this weekend,
And we're going to be in Delaware next weekend with him.
Are you really?
Dewey
Yes.
Beach. Justin's playing at Dewey Beach, so we're going to be
Okay.
there hanging at supporting
This
Justin.
is crazy.
We love it. That's what
We're
we do.
blessed.
We're trying to keep up with you. That's all.
Hashtag
I don't know
blessed.
about that.
Hashtag
SEC
blessed.
Media Days next about 3 weeks.
Yeah, you got all these days marked out, sir. I go day to day.
Well, Sully not only
I go
covered
6 o'clock.
covers all the Hall of Famers, he is a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer, well deserved. I don't know if it's a long time, whatever the deal, but
Yeah.
you deserve
know what
to
I
be.
appreciate about you that you can keep up with him.
I
He can.
fake it well.
This is incredible.
He's
How
the
hot was that at the Manning Academy?
He's a leader.
It was good. It's the third year we've been there. We go in there to support Lane Hatcher, who's
Give
now
me
with
the
Ball State.
quarterback that you said, wow.
Well, the guy that stole the show was Joe Milton at Tennessee, the transfer from Michigan. He threw the ball about 75 yards with ease.
Broke every punt, pass, and kick record.
Rumor is he's getting paid $1 million a year.
What has he done?
Nothing at this point.
Yeah.
It's potential.
Now what he does,
Yeah.
he went there. He's doing backflips all over. The kids love him, and he literally has even Lane was saying, the dude can throw it 100 yards basically.
Yeah.
So he was physically, but you know what though? We saw Anthony Richardson last year from Florida.
Yeah.
Show me, win on the field. If you win on the field, I don't care about how far you can throw. Be a winner. If you're a winner, so
You have to listen because I didn't catch a whole lot of his short game. He can obviously throw it. He'll be great as a Hail Mary coach.
They say the coach. I mean the quarterback that's at North Carolina. The rumor is that he's
Drake
gonna.
May.
Yeah, he's going to be the guy. And then I tell you, the guy from Mississippi State was there. Will Davis? Is it Will Davis?
Will Rogers.
His name?
You know what's to feel
Will
good
Rogers,
about?
thank
What you feel good about is our guy Criswell battled him.
Yeah.
Throughout the spring, and they didn't name the starter till the fall. So
Steve, everybody says there is not a single drop off with Criswell if KJ goes out for anything.
I would think just from familiarity and having done it is the drop off.
Extra credit, Roger. Can you give me the other names that are in the broadcasting division in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame? That's Paul. Okay.
Yeah. Paul Ills, the baseball guy for the Travelers.
Jim Elder. Very
Jim
good.
Elder, absolutely.
Go pre Paul.
Go pre Paul. Oh, Bud Campbell.
And then in the last one, I don't think you'll get this one.
Don't you go? Wait a minute. What?
I'll give you
MTV?
Fort Smith. Yeah.
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Steve Potter.
Charlie Jones.
Charlie Jones is correct. Charlie Jones.
You know what? Charlie Jones, the great Charlie Jones.
I've enjoyed the quizzes today.
Thank you. He throws them out there.
Roger may not have the right answer, but he answers it with confidence.
I sure do. That's exactly right. It's almost like he does the Barney Andy Griffith thing.
That's the great.
Like if you didn't have the answer, you might think his was right.
Yeah, well, vice versa.
You know what? And when he asks me a question and I give him an answer,
I don't know the answer.
I don't. Two things. he doesn't know the answer, or if he'll just let it end when I go, know it.
Hey, I appreciate that you asked the answer knowing you throw out the answer knowing it's probably wrong.
Yeah, dude. Oh, totally. Listen, hey, that's 40 years of marriage, brother. That's 40 years of marriage.
Double R says, well deserved, long overdue for Sully in the Hall of Fame.
How about Double R?
Double R could go in there.
Yeah,
it's deserving.
Yeah, but you'd have to.
Who created a genre of radio? And
Yeah,
I remember those days when
you're doing cover volleyball. Let's go volleyball.
When I say it's not long overdue, I'm just saying, look, you're in, and I'm not savvy enough to know should you been in 10 years ago.
No.
I'm glad you're in right now, and that's what it be. But if Randy ever gets in, you'll have to do it in the afternoon because he doesn't get up early.
Well, the other key is that until he probably gets rid of the alpaca, I don't know if they'll ever. There's probably
it is for me and care going in the part
how
of
many
the Hall
dogs
of Fame.
they have?
How many?
How many dogs?
Well, in Little Rock there is a ordinance, so I'm sure it's below whatever the ordinance is.
I'm not so.
He had that great studio.
Well, he's my neighbor now. We go and eat at the barbecue place all the time now.
I don't even know if he.
Yeah, we do.
If he brought in the animals. Did he probably left some in cabin?
But anyway, great to see you, Sully. We'll see. Yeah.
So, look, he's looking at his
again.
watch.
There's no show like this one.
Well, thank you.
You're the
Sully.
best for saying.
I wish we could get you on more
I'm
often.
being honest.
I wish we could get you on more often.
You're dieting here with cookies.
I'm terrible.
Well, why don't we get him on more? How come
he
not
doesn't
on?
he doesn't get up
On the
early?
John Neighbors show.
He listens. He walks, and he's got to deal with John. We've got to do a deal. Thanks, Sully. We've got to do a Capital Smokehouse Grill Justin Moore Razorback trivia. What did we find out yesterday? So Josh, of all the things, we go down there to support Lane Hatcheries at Ball State.
Oh, yeah.
We've been around him 3 years, and we found out yesterday who's his favorite country music artist.
His favorite country music artist is Justin Moore,
and then
he knows every song.
Every song.
He said it. He said, "I know every word, every song."
So we were talking about Chris Jansen playing at Oaklawn. Justin just texted and said Chris Jansen just opened for him Saturday night. It's just a small world. This country music business that we're in now, Roger, is such a small world.
It really is. I mean, the clicks that we're in.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. If you're ready to we need a contestant, and we're giving away, I guess, a lunch to Capital Smokehouse Grill.
Sure,
Yes,
absolutely.
we are.
We'll see them tomorrow night.
We will see. I don't think Candy will be there, but I know Donnie will be there. Donnie, if you're listening, are you still going to give me what you said you were going to give me to give away? Just throwing it out.
So do we just want to open up first caller gets it?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. Josh, go ahead. Take it.
It's time for Justin Moore's Razorback Trivia, presented by Capital Smokehouse and Grill, downtown Little Rock's favorite to-go-to lunch spot. Also available for all your catering needs. CapitalSmokehouseandGrill.com.
All right, throw it out there, Josh. We can't blur it, Raj. We can't blur it. Go ahead.
Oh, you want to do question without a contestant?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought. If you just go throw it out there
that's
and
fine.
it'd be the first caller. Yeah, or it doesn't matter if you got a contestant. Go ahead and take it.
I'm not sure we
Either
do.
one.
I'm not sure we do, but we'll do the question.
Let's do the first caller. Yeah.
Here's the question.
Who are the only 3 Razorback football players to enter the NFL Hall of Fame as players?
One more time.
Who are the 3?
Okay, I got it. That's not easy. You must know your NFL football. 661-1037. But you can Google. Be the first to Google. Call in. See if you match Justin's answer. Do you know it?
Can I think I did.
Don't blur.
I won't blurt. Can I give? Can I?
No, somebody's got to get it.
Let me ask you off the air.
Okay. No,
Say it again.
They have to be players because they're non-players. They're non-players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going
For
to say.
example, I was going to say Jerry Jones is not one of the 3.
And neither is Jimmy Johnson.
That's exactly right.
He did not play.
They're coaches or owners.
Sure.
The other 3.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll give you a hint.
The other ones are what?
They're players.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying, I'll give you a hint. I went and saw one of them happened to be.
Oh, I already know one.
My teammate.
Well.
Yes. Not.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, and the other one has to be.
All right. We have Parker from. We have Parker from Jacksonville who's going to give this a stab.
Hey, Parker, thanks for listening. Here's the deal. I've already answered him, so give me the. No, sir.
Go ahead.
Do it.
I'm out here in the Jeep, man. I ain't got no power. I'm just sitting out here charging the phone. I didn't hear you.
No, I didn't give. I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know if I'm right, but I think it's Steve Atwater, Dan Hampton, and Lance Allworth.
That is. Oh, let's see if Justin's got the answer.
Here's what Justin Moore has to say.
Lance Allworth, Dan Hampton, Steve Atwater, Jerry Jones is also in the Hall of Fame, but not as a player.
Jerry Jones and Jimmy
And
Johnson too.
Jimmy Johnson is too. That's exactly right. Good job. You
That's
got
correct.
it.
That is
Outstanding.
correct.
And sorry to hear about your electricity. Where do you live?
Jacksonville. Yeah,
Jacksonville.
nobody.
Dude, I'm much damage there, or you're just out of power, unfortunately.
Well, just out of power. I'm putting branches out by the road so we pick them up. But I'm just sitting in the Jeep charging the phone. It's supposed to be on at 10 p.m. tonight, but it's going to get hot in here, man. One day I'll buy a generator.
It's going to be.
Well, you know what? What I hope is I hope they do what a good salesperson does, and that is overpromise. Is that where it is? Where we tell you it's going to come on at 10 o'clock tonight, but it actually comes on at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, because that'd be good. I would be grateful if it came on by noon anyway.
Well, hold on.
Does Justin have a response there we need to play?
Thank you to Capital Smokehouse and Grill for sponsoring Razorback Trivia.
So even though Justin's not here, it's like you having him here. It's just like he's
Hey, thank you, fella.
Good
Hold
job,
on,
buddy.
Let RJ, let Josh get all your information. And you know what? The longer we stay with Justin and going on this trip this weekend, the more he stays in our heart.
By the way, thinking of all the people there, how many people we say? There's 50,000 people. I think I heard last night 50,000 at one time had power out last night.
Oh,
here's one. My mother says Thomas Martin, who's a member of the Touchdown Club, Roger,
right,
said lightning strike or a transformer. We don't know, but our house is a total loss.
Oh,
says we are all safe and sound. We have so much to be thankful for. Friends and family. The Valonia Fire Department fought valiantly, but to no avail. Valiantly. Yeah, how sad is that? So apparently either a lightning strike or a transformer, but lost her house. And I hate that in Bologna either, but that's so Thomas Martin, hang in there, Thomas.
Yeah, and so when you look at the people that have been out of power, and I'm guilty of those things, and going, dadgummit, but nothing compared to that.
Here's the other one that says our buddy Rick Ramsey, and Jimbo, both these guys know how to cook.
Jimbo had some damage in his last tornado.
So according to Rick, said the bear in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame was killed by Ben Pearson of Pine Bluff. I love how, and again, we're the, one of these points we're all going to be dead and gone.
Sure.
But I love the fact we're trying to share this. Rick is passing this on, and I've heard of Ben Pearson. I don't know how I've heard about it.
Well, did he own the archery stuff down there? No, I'm serious.
I don't know.
I think there's an archery company, isn't that?
I don't know. I'm going to go.
He associated
I'm going to go
with
Ben
that?
Pearson. I'm going to go Ben Pearson, Arkansas. Hey, Greg, where's Greg at? Come on over here. It says, you're right. Listen, you're right.
Did it?
Did you know that an Arkansas native was known as the father of modern archery?
Okay. Yeah.
Started the first company
down in Pine Bluff.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. In addition to being a master hunter and tireless crusader for archery, Ben Pearson was an accomplished industrialist and inventor.
What was the name of his company?
He was born in West Little Rock.
Yeah.
Wow. What was it? Pearson
bows? I can't tell you if it's Pearson bow or arrow or if the name was something else and he carded
Ben Pearson Archery. How about that?
How about the name?
You know what?
Pierre.
And Rodney didn't know it. Rodney didn't know it.
Oh,
remember he said he didn't know the reason why, because Ben Pearson. You know what? Ben Pearson's probably in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame.
He has to be.
1999.
There he is. Yeah, for archery. Well, we got to look at the name of the company.
We just worked our way through that. We just threw something out there as the polar bear, and we turned out and find out it was Ben Pearson.
Because when they said Ben Pearson, and then you think of the term pier, to pierce something, archery, to pierce the bear. He used archery, and I think the company down there, I think Sigma Supply used to sell to him.
That's him right there.
He's a badass.
1898 to 1971 is how long he was alive, and I think he started his company.
What's the name of the company?
He said he became interested in archery in 1925 after reading a Boy Scout magazine about how to make bows and tackle. Moved to Pine Bluff 1927 and was building those by 1931.
Well, look at that. He's reading that magazine. He becomes out. I'm reading Playboy and I start watching porn. That's the problem with what's going on in this country right now. I think we need more.
How amazing is that?
The archery company associated with the archery company. There's a video of him duck hunting with a bow.
Wow.
Thank you to Atomic Hog.
Yeah, thank you, Rick, for sharing that. It took somebody like that to be able to tell us what the scoop was. Hey, the national championship game will be played tonight, 6 o'clock our time, LSU versus Florida. I think if you did a poll, Josh, I don't know if you've done a question of the day, who are you rooting for, Florida, LSU, or neither? How do you think it would be broke down? But neither would be the majority? 80%?
You know what? No, there might be. I don't know. I'd love to make sure one of these days that because we do talk about the Razorbacks a lot, we don't want to forget UAPB, Henderson, Ouachita, Arkansas State, and all those things like that. What we want to do is, if you're a Florida guy, if you're a Florida guy, you're a Ole Miss, all you guys that listen to our shows, because I don't know what you have to listen to in your own states. They can't be worth a damn. Call in and root on your team, especially during graffiti, for crying out loud.
We got graffiti coming up at 8:30. Someone says Ben Pearson also made farm equipment.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, it says
he read a magazine, a Boy Scout magazine, and became this archery guy.
Somebody says y'all need. Is that Ron Calcagnon right there? What's that, Ron?
There he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
The great Ron Calcagnon.
Yes.
Somebody says here, y'all need to play Roger explaining about thunder and lightning. Josh, have you heard that
Why
one?
the hell did you do that?
Have you heard that one yet, Josh?
Well, there's no reason to do that.
I'm not sure.
Do I?
Yeah,
Do I go into the Hall of Fame for that?
look up Roger Thunder Lightning. And
Josh,
see what you
get the
can
poll
find.
question out.
Yeah, we're on that right now.
Okay.
Somebody says power is an easy fix. Tell him to quit complaining. Wow.
Wow. Who said that?
Yeah.
Who said that?
I don't know who said. I'm not saying their name.
Power is easy. Because of well, it's not. Power is easy. Oh, I got it. That person is saying, look, they lost a lot more stuff. Nobody's complaining about the power.
Greg,
Nobody's complaining about
No,
the
people
power.
are listening.
We were just asking.
Today is hot. Greg, grab a headset. Hey, can you imagine how nasty it'll be today in a place that doesn't have
horrible.
That doesn't have power?
Horrible.
Yeah, so or lost their home. How sad is that? Greg Hatcher joins us now, the former president of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, wearing his Morning Mayhem shirt.
Such a good guy.
Yeah. So where did you end up last night?
Well, I couldn't get in
Because the weather was so bad.
Yeah, but I got in at midnight.
You got to be gassed.
Yeah, I had to.
So when you dropped him off at Ball State, you had to reroute around to try to get in.
I just landed in Branson and went to one of the Ozark shows while I was waiting.
That is so Greg Hatcher.
It is. You know what? I actually at the house I was going, gosh, what a jackass I am. I should have asked Greg if he wanted some company because of the flight back from Indiana. I thought I should have asked.
What was the name of the show?
We went to Sons of Britches.
Who's we?
Sons of Britches.
Me.
Yeah, you said we. You went to Sons
of Britches
in Branson.
There was 3 Christian guys in overalls that sang whatever you wanted to hear, and then they sang some of their Christian songs at the end. It was pretty good.
Sons of Britches. By the way, one other note on the weather. Have you seen the video from yesterday? I mean, we had 70-mile-an-hour winds here. I mean, after you dropped us off.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of the hail, Roger, coming through the skylights at the Walmart?
No.
So there's a Walmart somewhere in Arkansas. I don't know what city. Where? Mountain View. It is. Thanks, Nancy. They've got like 20 skylights, which I didn't even know they had it in these. They are breaking through the glass. The hail is breaking through the glass and coming in. People are running for cover. We've never seen the hail like this.
Yeah, we've had hail this year.
Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy.
No pun intended.
This is obviously you've been the president of this organization the last 2 years. Really raised the bar. Rodney taking over, and you miss not having to do this year.
No, it's in good hands.
Yeah,
it
is.
The nice thing about the Sports Hall of Fame is before you become president, you're a vice president for 4 years. So you're the second vice president, first vice president. So Rodney's really in his 5th year of serving.
Wow.
So then he gets to the 6th, and then you move on.
Justin may be listening. I think he was every once in a while he's popping in and out. But we just shared the story about we had no idea. We've been going to watching Lane play for the last 3 years. We've had Justin as a co-host for a year and a half. Little do we know that Lane Hatcher's favorite country music artist before, the last 10 years has been Justin Moore.
Yeah.
Small world.
And my wife's too. I mean,
yes.
Really,
we'll be going together to Dewey Beach this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Are you playing golf today?
No.
You got more important thing to do.
Well, we've got a team, and there are a lot of people at the office that think they are much better than me.
I got you.
Okay.
Josh, Greg is super successful and has been super successful.
Uber. Is it Uber successful?
But let me tell you what he has. He has the ability to talk his way into any event. So we did not have our passes for the Manning Passing Academy. Roger, the guy did respond. I just didn't see his email.
I think I saw the dude.
So the line was literally about 100 yards long, and Greg says, "Watch this." So we follow Greg in, and there's a cop there, and it's a locked door, and then there's another person behind her sitting at a desk, supposedly checking people in. Greg walks up to the lady, knocks on the door. The cop comes over there and says, "Yes." He goes, "We're with media. We're with 1037 The Buzz." She goes, I need to see your ID or whatever, or birth certificate." and he just starts going back and forth with her. Next thing we know, we're walking through. Right to the lady at the desk doesn't ask anything. We go right to the field.
No question.
No wait. No anything.
No question.
And you've done that on the NBA level. You've done that at NFL level as well, right?
I could neither confirm nor deny.
Very good. That is. Listen, he did it with authority.
Also, too, we haven't had you on the show since we had told you since last week. What kind of response is the pickleball tournament announcement having? People starting to be chirpy about who's going to get to go from each organization?
Yeah, I have heard some comments about a lot of comments about it. So tonight.
At Bluebird tonight
is our pickleball night. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I thought it was softball's tomorrow. Okay.
This will be the first. Yeah, this will be the first night since the announcement was made.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will have played, so it's going to be who gets to go representing Bluebird. How you guys going to decide that kind of deal?
I'm just going to let everybody discuss
Fight it
and
out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had a blast and had a great time. Listen.
Yeah. Thank you.
All the food we got to eat. We've gained 80 pounds.
Thank you for the research on the ice creams.
Yes.
That we do there. All the different things like that. That's
listen. That's again another poll question. Do you go one of three? Do you go cone, old school cone? Do you go
new sugar cone?
What do you call it? Waffle cone. Or do you go cup? So and then of course then you also do the combo cup with
we go waffle cup.
Waffle cup.
I've seen the waffle bowl. What's a waffle bowl? That's what it was.
It is called scoop. So we did share that with people today. So
and who knows? Yeah, we've got to try that. Well, you're going to be down in Hot Springs for a meeting that I don't need to know anything about.
I'll go about scoops.
You have to.
Yes. All right. So when we come back, we got Razorback Graffiti. I hope some of it has some fun with LSU's expense. LSU, Florida tonight, 6:00 for the national championship. It's going to be another SEC school. Did you see the final score of that
24
game? 24 to 4. 24 to 4.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you put Sons of Britches?
Sons of Britches was a feel good, nice family show.
Nice. And Jennifer Lawrence, favorite actress right now?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Josh, we tried to find the Yogi Berra movie and had to settle for Jennifer Lawrence. An hour and a half of watching.
Not a bad consolation.
Yeah, she's such a great actress.
And she's a marvelous actress. Yes. And I'm being told she did all of her stunts.
I bet she did.
She was naked. She was fighting naked, Josh, in the movie.
Completely naked. But all I could look at was her talent. And I saw it coming shining through.
All right. Razorback Graffiti's up next. Greg, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Greg Hatcher.
8:30 Celebrity Golf Tournament. Moretti. Who knew, Josh, that when you became producer here, that your mom's maiden name would be using
In a dice clay pit.
Love it.
Great.
That is Morning Mayhem. That's what we are. We're here at the annual, maybe the 25th, they said. Terry said the Celebrity Sports, Arsenal Sports Hall of Fame golf tournament here at Chenal Country Club.
Josh, when we're doing Razorback Graffiti, I'll answer the phones so that you can do your part if that's cool.
I can do them. It's just this computer in the main studio is so hard to put the names into. I just have to switch over really fast.
Well, we have to. We have to have the names because that's part of the deal.
Right.
It's sometimes more fun to read their names than it is what they say.
Yes. 661-1037.
Call in, Scuba
if you
Steve.
want to call in and be a part of Razorback Graffiti. Listen, we know a lot of you out there dealing with no power, man. I hate it.
Yeah.
So the family that just lost their home.
Yeah.
If you've got air conditioning,
them.
think of them today, and hopefully, and all the workers out there. Listen, they just got through dealing with a tornado, trying to get power back for people. Now you got this thing coming through.
It's such an oxymoron, and that's not even the right term. Just the opposite thing. When we saw all those folks doing the roofing and construction that we saw in Louisiana, but you know what's going on here, and you are dressed head to toe. Geez. You have to dress head to toe. Yeah. I don't know how you do it. Now, granted, today, since I was not asked to play in the golf tournament here, and again, I probably wouldn't have been able to play, no. But I would have liked the opportunity to turn them down.
Yeah, you just said no.
Well, you don't.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll probably be cutting my grass. It got so bad. Hopefully, it'll dry out.
All right, let's crank it up, Josh.
For Razorback Graffiti, sponsored by Fence Brokers. Looking for fencing materials? Call Fence Brokers today at 501-847-8811. Now you know the drill. One sentence and one sentence only.
661-1037 is the number if you want to participate. Just keep that music turned up, Josh, and
get the names on there, and we'll go right to it. Here we
just
go.
tell me if it's good, and we'll go over there. Music level good?
Go ahead.
All right, cool.
Go. Yep. Well, no, we don't hear the music.
A little bit more. There we go.
There it is, Bubba. Do it. Who's this? Hello? You get? Oh, they potted out.
Now, thumbs up.
Oh, that a boy. Who's this?
Hey, Roger. This is Connor.
Hey, Connor.
Hey, I'll consider some Family Market commercials, but more importantly, we need to work on this battle line rivalry.
Yes, we do.
That
Connor.
is outstanding.
Yes, we do.
661-1037. Connor Carson's already talking about the battle line rivalry.
Sure.
Connor Vanover, of course.
Connor Vanover, of course. Thank you, Connor. We'll go Family Market. I've got a great deal for you stocking the shelves. Hey, John Mark.
Oh, Ben, guys, that loss yesterday was an extreme embarrassment for LSU, and that makes me really happy.
Yes,
that's exactly right.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
exactly right. Keeping it real, Stan.
Hey, I know y'all gonna look at this funny, but what y'all gonna do next?
My favorite part is the net. That is it right there. Hey, Drew Timmy.
Hey, Coach Musk, who needs to be drafted? Hello, Milwaukee.
You know, I didn't even see. Is that what happened? He's a free agent?
I guess.
I didn't see that.
He did not get drafted.
He didn't get drafted at all?
Sheboy didn't get drafted, and Timmy didn't get drafted either.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Sheboy got drafted.
I don't think so.
From Kentucky didn't get drafted?
Yeah, he's like a 6'8" power forward.
Wow, he was so dominant. 661. Wow. Well, I just figured they'd find a place for him. 661-1037 is the number if you want to participate.
Yeah, who's this? Oh, never mind. It's Big Phil. Hey, Big Phil.
Westmore, now I know why you let that corn-eating freaking maggot Justin Acree push you around. You're his punk, ain't you, you corn-eating maggot?
Wow. Oh, wow. What has Wes done?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you.
Acree's gone all this week, isn't he?
Yeah. And you know what the worst part about Acree being gone all this week is? Is that we're on the road this week. Hello, Bobby Petrino. Hey, Coach.
Young lady, I will not answer any more of your questions until you take off that Florida Gator hat.
Oh, I forgot that she wore a Florida Gator hat. Sure did in the press conference in Fayetteville. I forgot about that. Good memory there. That's why our listeners are so good. 661-1037.
Speaking of our listeners, what's the name of our listener who will be appearing with us tomorrow? Steve Gaither will be with us tomorrow. Hanging with Mayhem from 8 to 9, and we'll try to qualify somebody today.
Yep.
Hey, it's our buddy Justin. Hey, Jay Bird.
Justin Moore.
Hey, guys, this week we're going to discuss the songs that David was conceived to.
Of course,
we did that last week. Yes, that was
Happy
fun.
Gilmore, hello.
Hey, Roger, you can join our foursome. Love to have you.
Oh, thanks, Happy.
No, Happy Gilmore. Did you see
He
that?
sounded like Connor.
Did you know that there was a Happy Gilmore that signed with was it Stanford? Did you guys see that?
No.
I think I sent it to y'all.
No.
Yeah, there's a Happy Gilmore golfer that actually signed a golf scholarship somewhere in America.
That's not
sure.
made up.
Somebody says, "Why are you guys doing Razorback graffiti when there are no sports going on?" Just saying.
You know what?
Because that's what the people want. That's what you wanted. That's what the sponsor wanted.
Thank you, sponsor Fish
Chris
Broker.
Walker,
I
Fish
actually
Brokers.
thought about that yesterday. You know what? Because we can just call it graffiti.
Well, the truth, it's always been called Razorback graffiti.
Well, it is. The beginning of
Do you penalize the Razorback because it's not in a Razorback 365?
Well, it is. But how about you from Ole Miss, or you from Missouri, or you from ASU, Ouachita, or even the Mule Riders? Do you take offense to it if you're listening? We'll take a poll for that. We'll go Garth Brooks or keep it Razorback graffiti. What do you prefer?
You mentioned this guy this morning.
I sure did.
Al
because,
Sharpton.
Arkansas's Al Sharpton. Say McIntosh passed away, and we have Al Sharpton on the radio with us right now. Good morning, Reverend Sharpton.
This week we're going to be discussing black humor and the annual Juneteenth event with David Pass.
That is a memory, my friend.
For those that don't know, yes, I was tied into
the three most vanilla people in the world were looked at to be a part of the Juneteenth celebration. You, Heather Baker, and Rex Nelson.
Yes.
Just a slap in the face. Hey, just Don. Hey, Don.
Hey, for Tiger Bait, it's great to be a Florida Gator. Say it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Yeah. Of course. Listen, all the Gators are. Sean Smith is one of our listeners. He's a Gator.
Sure. That's outstanding. Hey, Bubba. Let's go to Coach Nolan Richardson.
Yes. Until they put up my statue, no one up there will win another championship in basketball or baseball.
It's the Nolan curse.
It's a Nolan curse, which is just like from Whoopi Goldberg in The Color Purple when she looks at Danny Glover and puts a thing on and goes, "Until you do right by me, nothing you ever do will be good."
I've never seen that.
She puts a curse. You've never seen that?
Never seen that.
Yeah. You wouldn't like it. Hey, my nemesis, Sandra Eccles.
Roger, it has been 50 years, so you better hope I don't qualify for hanging with Mayhem, because I'm going to bring you a fresh ass whipping.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, my word. Donnie.
I'm going to say Tiger Bates is still curled up in his little baby bed and just crying still.
Yeah, that was. Of course, it comes down to the night, but that was embarrassing. You know, never want to get beat 24-4.
It was a record.
Yes.
It was a record set against them. Oh, and another one. Les Miles. Can someone confirm?
Oh wow,
Les
Josh, we hadn't talked about that either.
He didn't lose. He didn't win a championship in the 3 years that they vacated, did they? He has knocked himself 3 or 4 games out of contention to be in the Hall of Fame, and every game in at least 3 seasons vacated.
Yeah, we hadn't talked about that. We'll do that after this is done. Yeah.
Lane.
You know why we're doing
because we can. Is that what he said?
I guess
we're doing Razorback graffiti because we can.
Oh no, it's okay. No, I'm with it. I'm not trying to say not to do it at all. And we saw 2 lanes, didn't we? Yesterday.
I said Lane Kiffin yesterday. We did. We did. It's all Lane Kiffin. Yeah.
And Steven.
If Kim Jong-un and North Korea put together a field hockey team and played LSU for a trainload of unprocessed uranium, I would get my hair cut into a bowl and root for North Korea.
That says it all. Nobody from nowhere.
Thanks to the NCAA's rule about players going undrafted, the sweater will return for his third senior season.
Shut up, you. Shut up. It took him out.
I'm so disappointed we don't have that anymore. Oh my gosh. You've got to find that.
I'll find it. No, and when I do, I will
kill you.
I will kill. Hello, Johnny Neighbors. What's up, Johnny?
Hey guys, it's John the State, and I overheard Terry Mayhem telling Justin Acre the other day that I'm a dumbass. It's Reaction Monday, so react to that.
Wow.
Listen, you like our listeners for what they do?
Yes.
That's also right there to be able to bring in some of the names from the people in our offices. That's why we're so close to our listeners, because they know everybody.
Oh, they do.
Because we speak about it because we're all family. We're all family. And sometimes you hate your brother. Hey, John McDonald.
Hey, Nolan. If you want a statue, you got to win more than one natty.
Nobody's going to beat you, Johnny. Nobody's going to beat you. You're going to have to be the one with a bigger man and go, let them all in. Hey, Tiger Bait.
Is this Tiger Bait graffiti or Razorback graffiti? Going for number 7 today, boys. 6 o'clock, 24 to 4. It's the same as 4 to 3. Tiger Bait!
They are going for their 7th, the bastards.
They sure are.
It's
and
crazy.
They really
7.
are. And it sounded like he was calling, using his one and only call. To make that one again today. Hey, it's our show. Good morning, Morning Mayhem.
Here, present, not here, but I'll be on Rainwater Show.
Oh my
That
God!
is
Good job,
stuff.
good job of rallying there.
Very good. Thank
on the road,
you,
on
Chris
the road.
Walker.
Yes.
Fence Brokers. They are the sponsor of A Morning Mayhem. They sponsor our softball. They sponsor this main sponsor of this Hall of Fame tournament. Chris Walker is a Hall of Famer, and we thank you so very much for being a big part of our show and letting us be here, because without you, we ain't here. So thanks for making us your number one morning show in the state of Arkansas.
You know, it's crazy how intelligent our listeners are. Now, listen, we've got some goofballs like me out there, you know, who don't catch everything. But I'm telling you, the subtle things that they find, like, for example, like one of them remembered, we talked about Justin. We started talking about the year he was conceived.
Yeah.
And what
Because Shannon, that was the day Shannon was
that's
up.
right.
Yep.
That's right.
There was that one. The ones that hear about all the different names of the people that we work for. The ones that the last caller for Morning Mayhem, doing things like that. To have neighbors, Connor call, all those. You guys are Hall of Famers, I'm telling you right now. Stephen Gaither, I believe, is the guy that is going to be up on the show with us tomorrow, hanging with Mayhem. From 8 until 9. The other 2 cats that qualified, your names are still in the hopper, and we'll qualify some more this week to go in there and try to get you up here in the next several months, just to hang out with us a couple of days.
When we come back,
a couple hours.
When we come back, Josh, you were mentioning it's Derek Jeter's birthday today. It's also Michael Vick's birthday today. I don't recall, what was the thing you said you referenced about the scuttlebutt between Shannon? Was it Shannon Sharp and Vic? What was the deal? I don't recall.
No. Okay, so there's a clip from Hard Knocks where it's so like y'all remember Hard Knocks. It was, I think,
I love Hard Knocks.
The 2000 whatever the championship team was for the Ravens was on Hard Knocks, I believe. And there was a famous clip where Shannon Sharp says, "I want my restitution" to Tony Saragusa, and one of the rookies impersonates him. It's like the famous Shannon Sharp.
Oh my gosh, I saw that. That's where he's up in front of the team.
Yes, he's wearing the bucket hat.
Yes,
unbelievable clip.
It is a perfect. Yeah, so you got Michael Vick's birthday today. You got Derek Jeter's birthday today. You got Shannon Sharp's birthday today. You got let's see if Josh can get this one. If I threw out, give me the sport. You should get this in less than 3 seconds.
Okay.
Give me the sport that this birthday boy is attached to. Greg LeMond. 3, 2,
I don't know.
1.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. I would have thought you knew that. I thought that was a
Well, he's been a while.
Josh is an aficionado of sports.
He was before. Who's the guy that got in trouble? Who's the recent guy that got in trouble? The biggest name ever. He was juicing the whole time.
Hold on.
What's his name?
It's
Barry
cycle.
Bonds?
No, cycling.
Lance Armstrong.
So this guy, Greg LeMond, was the big name before Lance Armstrong. He was the American cyclist, the best in the world.
Yeah.
And he was critical. He knew what was going on, Roger. And I think he came out and tried to say it, and they shamed him.
Yes.
You know, goofball tried to say, like he shamed everybody else.
Yes,
Like
yes,
you guys
shame
were idiots.
everybody else. And like anything else, you start shaming other folks, you're covering up your own.
He won three Tour de France's, 86, 89, and 90. So he was that guy before that guy came along.
Yeah.
The other birthday day, we go ahead and take the break. Colonel Tom Parker. Colonel Tom Parker's birthday is today.
Wow.
What's weird, I heard a clip the other day, I meant to tell you, that supposedly Colonel Tom Parker, no accent. So now I'm confused. I don't know if somebody got it wrong or did he have an accent or not? Did Tom Hanks just make that up?
Well, is there audio that Tom Hanks went through? Because we understand that our dude that played Lincoln, he obviously didn't hear audio of Lincoln, but he read about Lincoln's voice and made him that way as opposed to the deep voice.
That was amazing.
It's amazing.
Who was the actor who did that? What's his name?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
No, it's not Liam Neeson. It was. It's the other one, not Liam Neeson.
My left foot guy.
Yeah, my left foot guy.
Indian guy.
Last Mohican.
Last Mohican.
What's his name? Gangs of New York.
Yes.
Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York.
Name? Yeah.
Isn't Daniel Day-Lewis? Is he?
Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah, that's it.
Nailed it.
Last Mohicans, yeah.
Yeah. Which is a great flick. But yeah, what he did to that. But so, and that's why did Tom Hanks do that? Tom Hanks, RJ does a better Colonel Parker.
We may have to come back and challenge Josh on all these learning, like Greg LeMond. All this stuff. Come back.
Does he want to know it?
Does he retain it all?
Yeah. Does he want to know it though, or do you not want to? Do you not
Look,
want to?
guys, I'm on Glenn Campbell versus Conway Twitty. All right, that's what I care about. That's what the people want. That's all they care about.
There you go.
Terrible.
All right, we'll come back at the.
Listen, you could have these guys on your podcast.
Chenal Country Club is the annual Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame golf celebrity tournament. I think you have
Who
to.
is that?
I think you have to see the guy doing the imitation.
I
of
guess he
Shannon
was
Sharp.
Will Johnson, something like that, but he does the impersonation of Shannon
Oh my
Sharp, and I
gosh.
mean, he nails it. He's got the bucket hat on; he can't see over the bucket hat, and it's perfect. It's perfect.
On our text line, someone said, noted back in the day in Hogland, if Lance Armstrong can win without a knot, so can the Hogs. Remember that came out?
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
Yes,
That's a great one.
Yes. Is there going to be a fist fight between team members in this golf tournament? No, that was just that's just a buzz deal. The fight that takes place.
We don't encourage it, but there is a closest to the pin, a hole in one, and a hole where you fight.
Yes. The also too, I was going to mention a couple of things I saw over the weekend. The Adam Rich kid. Do you know who Adam Rich was? He was an 8 enough. 8 is enough, rather.
Yeah, he had that Schaefer hair.
I mean, bowl cut. He did have the bowl cut, which there's a name for it. That was one of the things I was going to
Is
bring
it
up.
the Hamill, the Dorothy Hamill?
I saw two names. I saw one was called a page boy haircut.
Jeez.
And the other one is called mop topped.
Mop top. I think mop top is what it was.
Josh, you ever heard of 8 enough? Ever heard of 8 is enough? It was way back before his time. This show called 8 is Enough was a very popular TV show.
I've not.
And so this little kid,
Willie Ames.
So this little kid on there, Roger, is he's now he's on there. It's only like 4 years old. I mean, the show only goes 4 years, but he became known as America's little brother because he was such a cute little kid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he goes on. That's pretty much all he does in his career. He shows up on Love Boat and Chips and Fantasy Island, those kind of things.
He was adorable.
So you can imagine. So he ends up, trying to find his way in life as a,
Sure.
So anyway, he starts having substance abuse issues, depression.
Yeah, because of what Hollywood did to him. You spit him
Yes,
out.
that's right. And so he had gone through things. He had been on social media discussing experience with depression.
Maybe it wasn't any good.
Substance abuse. He said he'd been sober for 7 years and urged his followers to never give up.
Good deal.
But found out that they did his autopsy and he had died.
He's dead?
Yes.
When did that happen?
It happened January 7th.
Dadgummit.
So in fact, it was the effects of fentanyl. So he had been sober or whatever for 7 years, and then I guess somehow fentanyl had made his way back. It just made me think of it. You feel sorry for that kid who you go
wow.
Who's our buddy in Conway who was the kid actor that's nice guy with the
Butch Patrick.
Butch Patrick. Those kid stars, man, it's tough. Especially when you're typecast.
Yeah, listen, you're used and then spit away, but there's so many of them that did become a success. They stayed with it. But those are look at Gary Coleman, Rodney Allen Rippey.
Yeah, Gary Coleman's a prime example of that.
All of the all three of those kids had abuse problems.
Yeah,
drug abuse.
I mean,
problems.
it's just
Two of
tough
them are
to go.
dead now.
That's right. Roger, when we come back here at the golf tournament, we'll get some more folks on. But also, I'm going to add another museum to the Summer of Adventure. In addition to the museum, the Marshall Museum, which we're going to see.
The alleged Summer of Adventure.
Oh, you better buckle up, young man.
While we're doing it, and you're sticking your little butt right there in that studio while we're living life, living our best.
I want you guys. We just keep. What's happening?
We're going to do it. It's going to be like the storm come through Arkansas.
Yeah. Hell hath no fury like a morning mayhem in July.
9:00.
Somebody won't do you agree.
We need to recreate that scene.
All right, Longer. All right, David Basil. Looks like somebody just walked over your trophy.
So we just got a report. Thank you for somebody texting us. And interesting who we got on the Hodges Glass, Little Rock Glass hotline. A plane has just crashed into Lake Hamilton somewhere in the last hour. And it says it's near Lakeshore Drive near the Hot Springs Airport, Roger. And,
Wow.
And somebody says it's near where someone says it's where Sam Pittman lives. Says no word on what type of plane or how many people were aboard or injuries or anything. You don't often see plane crashes there in Lake Hamilton.
Well, I don't think often. I think never.
Wow. Hopefully everybody's okay.
Absolutely.
We are here at the annual Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament. One of the many celebrities.
That is allowed.
It is ridiculous. Somebody needs to fix that thing. One of the celebrities that
There's no P in celebrity.
The organization is glad to have when he can make it back up from his home in Dallas is the one and only Cliff Harris, 5-time Super Bowl player, 2-time Super Bowl champion, National Football Hall of Fame safety. He is coming in town to play, and I think we've got him on the Hodges Glass Little Rock Glass hotline. Cliff, are you there?
Yes, right here, Baz. Hey, Roger, morning, guys. You guys were like a shot of cappuccino or something. When I got up, I was like, holy cow, you were
Yeah. Listen, that's how we stay awake, Cliff. You have a home on Lake Washita. Did you hear us say what we just said about Lake Hamilton about a plane crash?
Yes, I did. I mean, that is really something. Spring, so I'd like to know what part. That'd be really, really interesting.
Is that ever? Can you ever recall of any plane crashing in any of the lakes? And I can't recall that ever happening.
You know.
Who are you, Cliff? Who are you playing with? Who's on your team today?
Some real good golfers that are going to carry me. That I'm putting pressure on them right now. So my son was the first. You know, he's the Razorback. And then David Sharp, the athletic director at Washita.
Yes.
Larry Flores was the safety at Washita, and DJ Williams. I'm really counting on DJ Williams.
Wait a minute.
As tight end. Pulled him in, drafted him.
You got two star. Well, you actually got three. You include Matt. You got 3 collegiate athletes. You're in the Hall of Fame. That's an unfair advantage, I would say.
Well, draft. Let's just say that. I've learned from Jerry.
Are you a pretty good? Now, I don't know if you know this, Roger, but Cliff's been putting on a golf tournament down in Dallas and raised millions of dollars. Right? Tell us about that.
Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, JDRF. We just had it June the 12th and raised $350,000, and I've had it for 20 years or so.
Wow.
But it's a great tournament. I have, there are fewer and fewer of my guys at the select. So, several of the guys like, Charlie's had his shoulder operated on. Leroy's just had his hip, and so they're trying to get a young guy to take it over.
Well, listen, that's amazing how much money you've raised for that. Think about this, Cliff. I was just looking at the list. Do you remember what year you went in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame?
I think it was really early at career ended. Of course, it was a long time ago. In like 85 or something.
That's it. 1985. And Roger, of course, one of the things that we've all been waiting for is for you to get into the National Football Hall of Fame, and it finally happened. I actually, what I was wearing this weekend, Roger? You know what I was wearing this weekend?
Absolutely.
I'm wearing my Cliff Harris
ball cap.
NFL Hall of Fame ball cap that we because we saw Peyton Manning. Now, what's crazy, Roger? Peyton Manning went in the same year that Cliff did, but it was for classes because they combined the classes because they missed COVID.
Ah.
So Peyton Manning we talk about if you looked at your class and his class, it had a ton of great players, but his was on Sunday, yours was on Saturday. But I know you guys got a chance to hang out and mingle.
It was great. He's a guy. Dad, I played against Archie for. He was a good friend of mine. He and I actually went on a USO tour to talk to the troops in the when. I've lived a really enjoyable, exciting. I mean, from one university, I don't know that there. I was a free agent, so I don't think any other. I shouldn't say that. I played and coming out of Washington, and maybe I helped them get there.
Well, it's a great story. We were talking about. We had one of our trivia questions today. Let's see if Cliff can get this. Can you name me, Cliff, the only Razorback football players that are in the National Football Hall of Fame? Only the players.
I know Lance Allworth is because
very good. That was the first. That was the first.
My
yep.
hero. Let's see.
I'll give you a hint, Cliff. One of them went in with you. My teammate.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Yes.
What a guy! Gosh, a Denver great All-Pro. Yeah. No, I can't think of the other. I don't know.
I give you a hint. I think he gave the great story of how his defense, which was one of the greatest of all time, beat up Archie Manning. Remember, he beat up Archie Manning. That is Dan Hampton. Cliff's who it is. So.
Oh my gosh, I know Dan so well. Those guys coming today to your event?
I don't believe so. I have not seen
those three.
I have not seen their name on the list, but it's. But anyway, but again, well, now that I think about it, that's interesting. Is there anybody else? How many other National Football Hall of Famers are from the state of Arkansas, but we're not Razorbacks like Cliff?
Well, we know one of who's the Saint.
Willie Roaf. That's
Willie
Roaf.
Willie Roaf.
That's one.
Willie Roaf. Yeah.
Is anybody?
Well, yeah, and the fellow from Pine Bluff.
Hudson, Don Hudson, who played with the Packers for many, many years. He's a Pine to Alabama.
Jimmy Johnson, but he's not.
Jimmy Johnson as a coach. Yeah, that's right. Jerry Jones. It's so funny. We one of the things I love, Roger, when we went to do the Cliff Harris Award, we did sort of two presentations. We do our banquet, but then we go down to the Star. And Cliff, one of my favorite things is you walk in the DB room for the and in the back on the wall, Roger, this big DB room. There's three big murals on the wall.
Yep.
Of the three greatest DBs to ever play. Cliff is one for the Cowboys. You give the other two. They're Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Hall of Famers of the Cowboys.
No, Hall of Famer, NFL Hall of Famers, also Cowboys.
Yeah, also Cowboys.
Yeah, but they're in the NFL. The three are all in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Sure.
One you should get pretty easy.
Without a doubt, Charlie Waters.
Not Charlie Waters. Think of newer.
New ones.
Yeah, like after.
Well, I know it's not that win.
No, I think when you think of I'll give you a hint. He played at another team too.
Oh, Haley.
And did he go in as DBs, defensive backs? Oh. Did he go in as a Cowboy or a 49er?
Norton?
No, Deion Sanders is the other.
Oh,
one.
Sanders.
So
really?
It was.
I didn't know he was in.
It's Cliff, Deion, and Mel Renfro. And now that I think about it, I wonder if Deion went in as a 49er.
Well, it wasn't a Falcon.
Oh no, he could have gone in as a Falcon. I don't know.
No.
He won Super Bowls with Dallas and 49ers, right?
Deion? Yeah. I don't remember him winning one with San Francisco.
Yeah.
I thought Norton
I think Dallas got him from 49ers. I think they traded. I mean, they
went the other way around.
No, I think he went to 49ers first. That could be wrong.
Haley came from the 49ers, and then Norton went to the 49ers.
But what was great, Cliff, is being able to go in there and see the respect that you have for your career you know, and then they got the picture of you with your arms up in the air. Reveal really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Dion, I was thinking about Dion. You know, he played wide receiver and was a threat, and then defensive back. There's not many people that could do that. But gosh, he was. That was such an honor to go in up there, you know, with all those guys and to Canton here for sure, and it's not have to make another speech, you know.
Well, now, Josh, what you should have seen. What was really cool, and if anybody's a Cowboy fan, they'd love this. So, Roger, we were going to Cliff's party, which was a post-party, you know, post-night party for people going in. Well, every Cowboy that was there that was in the NFL Hall of Fame wearing their gold jackets were at this gathering. So we walk in there, and who did we see, Cliff? It was Johnson, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Bob Lilly, Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach, all together. Together. It was Jared was in there. It was it was fantastic. It was a great time. And do you feel now, Cliff? You know, we've done the Cliff Harris War for 10 years. Was that the last thing you needed? You know, not that you had to have validation, but I think it was the last thing to make your career complete, because most people know you belong there. You were the only player. You and Drew were the only players on the all-decade teams of the 1970s that weren't in there, but now that's taken care of. You feel, hey, listen, I feel validated from everyone else by going in. I'm good.
In the Hall of Fame, you know, Rayfield Wright and I were up one year, and the I mean, for the whole, and he went in that year, and I knew that they weren't going to take me, and so I waited another 10 years or so. Did, and he was a great, and it's just incredible to go to fame and see all those players that were, you know, my kids, and to see one of them, and couldn't tell, they don't have name tags, so you see somebody's face and you'll know. I think one of my good buddies that played for Minnesota's in the Hall of Fame, and I saw him at a dinner. He said, "Hey, Cliff, how you doing?" And I figured out who it was. But it's great to go back up there and with that elite group of guys and be able to, you know, talk and just and hang out with them. It's really an honor to be able to do that.
Here are some of the other names in the 2020 class: Edgerrin James, Isaac Bruce, Steve Atwater, Steve Hutchinson, Troy Polamalu, Bill Cowher, Jimmy Johnson, George Young, Paul Tagliabue, Steve Sable, Alex Karras. I forgot Alex Karras was in there, Roger. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Bobby Dillon, Cliff, of course, Donnie Shell, Duke Slater, Ed Sprinkle, Harold Carmichael. He was, remember him with the Eagles, Roger?
Yeah. Well, I remember Donnie Shell as well as both and coach, right? Didn't he coach?
Who's that, Shell?
Shell?
No, you're thinking of Art Shell.
Art Shell, my bad.
Yeah. But you had a big class. It was a special class because I guess it was, I don't know if it was the anniversary of, I can't remember, the Hall of Fame or something, but and then you had the next class with Peyton, and then because of COVID, due the next day.
Well, and Cliff played. Cliff, I'm going to tell you all about your life. You played 9 years, and that is such a long time to play your position the way you played.
Yeah,
the more I think about that.
6 consecutive Pro Bowls.
Yeah. Was it 4 or 5 Super Bowls?
5.
5 Super Bowls. 2 wins. 9 years in the league, and I don't know. And then 85 here. I don't know why I thought you played into the 80s, but you did not. You went out the same year as Staubach did, and in 79. And I mean, just some of the players that you played with, you know, that were on the team.
Hall of Famers.
Still, Bob Lilly was up there. Meredith was already gone. Yeah. You had, of course, Mel Renfro, Roger Staubach, Leroy Jordan,
Tony Dorsett,
Randy White.
Yeah.
was there for a few years as well. Your buddy there, and on. Even Rayfield, right?
I saw an interview yesterday. We visited Cliff Harris, if you just tuned in, who's a member of the NFL Hall of Fame as well as the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. He's playing the golf tournament today. I saw an interview that I'd never seen before, Roger. It was Jack Lambert, and it was years. And they were talking about that game, and he said, he said, Cliff Harris, the Cowboys came in and pushed us around. He said they were the intimidators early on. And that's what we normally do. And so he sort of said when that incident happened, because you said Cliff Harris talked some smack to our kicker, and I just retaliated. That sort of gave us a little spark to get fired up, to get mad.
Great answer. Great answer.
Have you ever run into him, Cliff, and talked about that at all?
I think he's. Goodness, I haven't. I mean, my God, those plays. I would love to take it back. I can just.
You pat him on the head. What'd you say?
Great job, or something.
Said, good miss or something. And so
that's right. Yeah. So Josh, for those who missed it, so these are the two greatest teams in the history. I mean, in sport, right at that time, they were both at the pinnacle of professional football. And so Jack Lambert's the meanest dude around. He's he plays with no teeth. He takes his teeth out to play. So he comes up and he slams Cliff down after Cliff, the Steeler kicker had missed. And Cliff was right there and patted him on the head. Great. Yeah, so Lambert throws Cliff down, and then it's a skirmish. Everybody starts. It was just before the half too. And we always talk about this, Cliff. If you guys beat the Steelers that game, and then one other time, if you guys win 4 Super Bowls instead of 2, you're the guys that probably have. They've got.
You're the team of the 70s.
Yeah, they got 11 NFL Hall of Famers. I think you guys have 5 or 6 from that team. They had 11. That would have probably flip-flopped, or maybe could have.
They had 4 of those Super Bowls in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where they were, right?
I think if we had, and just the point was, 6 points in 2 games. So
Some of the greatest.
And my gosh, it was so games. I have lunch with my guys like Roger, Randy, and that we all about not about what we're doing today and or the Super Bowl we won. We talk about what mistakes we made in Super Bowl.
Yes.
Do they give, when you're sitting around there having those mimosas, do they give you a hard time about the Lambert deal, your buddies?
No, they don't. They weren't out.
Oh, Garrett. All right.
They've talked about it for 30 years.
Cliff, I want to talk about things that you have. Do you have a room or a wall where you have your trophies and pictures?
We've had to add it to the room. So no. Thank you, David. So I've got it. I've got the trophy, everything.
Okay, I'm going to take a few of them out just for this purpose. Take away the Hall of Fame jacket, take away the Super Bowl rings and all of that. Is there a trophy you've got or a picture that you have on your wall?
Or a jersey or a helmet or something?
Well, that you look at and go, that was a great time right there. I mean, is it with someone or is it a play? And is there a trophy, even if it's a trophy you got when you're playing in Desark? Is there something that you look at and go,
wow. That's a really interesting question, Roger. So, amongst all those things is a silver bowl that Jerry gave me when I went into the Ring of Honor, and it's really big, and it stands out among those things. Hall of Fame is I have that in the corner, but you said, but so I think that's I played in 6 foot, so I've got the Pro Bowl trophies all over scattered around
that's a beautiful room.
I think that stands out.
It's funny you said it, because when I'm looking at some of the things that are going on, and that's grab. It's a beautiful room. Thinking about that, you are on the Ring of Honor. Doesn't matter if you're not a football, if you don't know anything about the Hall of Fame or anything like that. Anybody that goes into that stadium and sees your name on that ring, they go, that dude's somebody. Let me look him up that way, whatever it is. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, the Ring of Honor. That was something.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy Johnson in that yet? Has Jerry got him in yet?
Yeah. And, the thing is that, we're going into the Ring of Honor, which I went in kind of late, but, and the Ring of Honor was being very, very, the people that he put there and so Jerry, when Jerry into the Ring of Honor, and without going into the Ring of Honor, that you have the awards for your team that you play. So I'm really grateful for Jerry for it's all and it's really now go to the stadium and see your name up there. Pretty cool.
Well,
you
got that, Roger. Then if you go to Ouachita, the University Stadium is the Cliff Harris Stadium.
Yes,
which is really cool.
That's huge too.
That's a cool thing. And then we're going to be expanding the Cliff Harris Award to where it's all 3 divisions: Division II, Division III, NAI. It's 500 colleges. All 3 divisions will be getting a trophy now, and of course, maybe the best player on the defensive side of the ball for the New England Patriots is one of your winners, Kyle Duggar. So hard to believe year 10 for the Cliff Harris Award. How about that?
It's unbelievable. And the thing about it is, David, is that we really picked winners. Pierre Desir was our winner, and he became mine, and we fought throughout his career. He moved from team to team, and he played 10 years and retired this year. So we've gone through
How about that? Hard to believe. That's right.
Really.
You're a great guy. You're a great ambassador for Arkansas and for the game of football. And I don't know about if you're a good ambassador for the game of golf, but you're gonna this afternoon about the Hall of Fame here. So I look forward to seeing you this afternoon. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Come by and swing by and say hello to you guys, and I'm there. I think the people that are at this tournament that know who I am to come up to me and say, I want them I want to shake your hand. That's why I'm coming back up there to Arkansas, because I want to see, and I know and love, and I'm so glad to be up here and sitting in Mountain Harbor right now. It's just an awesome place. You just wouldn't believe. And you and Roger out here, we'll have some balcony overlooking Lake Ouachita. So thanks for having me on here.
Love to. All right, buddy. We'll see you and Matt and and DJ and the whole crew here a little bit later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Cliff Harris.
Thank you, Cliff Harris.
NFL
He's a hero of mine. Growing up and watching him play
he
and
could
do all
not.
that.
Josh, you should. If you Google hits by Cliff Harris, he could not play today. He'd have to change the
Better
way he
player.
played.
Roger Staubach said that.
Or interviewee. He's an awesome interview.
Yeah, he would come up and he changed. Roger Staubach said he changed the way the safety position would play, because Cliff would come up and run support. Usually safeties would say deep. Yeah. Cliff would come up and knock your head off.
Thumper.
Oh my gosh! And of course,
And those helmets were made out of
plastic,
the same plastic that you have plastic spoons.
He would, of course, again, they don't do that anymore. Yeah. But that was the old school. He was the first one to do that. And like you said, Roger Staubach said he became the first safety where quarterbacks had to start looking, where's my safety? And then Ronnie Lott and others came along after that. But, man, he could knock your head off.
Yeah.
He was a big dude. He's 6'2".
Yep.
He was a 4'5". That was the other thing. You know what else he did, Roger? People forgot.
You know what? You know what? If they'd done the movie about him earlier, you know who would play him?
Who? You?
No, wouldn't be me. It would be another Robert Duvall. He looked like Robert Duvall.
He does, yeah. Well, you know what else he did besides was safety, right? See if you know this one. What did he do? What else did he do for the team?
I don't know.
He was a kickoff returner and punt returner.
I was going to say special teams,
Yeah, he
but
did.
only because of that, but I don't recall that.
You know, and he's a guy, Josh, that was only offered one scholarship at a Desert High School, one. And that's because Rex Nelson's dad took the coach at OBU, but he got Benson to give the kid a scholarship.
You don't see many safeties returning kicks.
Oh no, he's a tremendous athlete.
No, but he was fearless. So that
he was a great athlete.
He might hit you.
So, well, then he becomes all conference at OBU. They still don't draft him. Gilbrandt finds him as a free agent, and the guy turns out to play in 5 Super Bowls, becomes an NFL Hall of Fame.
They
safety.
saw something.
Yeah,
they saw something.
Gilbrandt saw,
they saw something.
size and speed. Yeah,
not unlike Dick Vermeil saw in Kurt Warner.
So it looks like, Roger, somebody sent us, it looks like the airplane crashed in Hot Springs, small engine plane crash off of Port-au-Prince Street. So if you're in that area, I don't think
it says submerged. It said that.
It did.
It said submerged.
I hope somebody's okay in that deal.
Yeah, we do.
Have you seen the video of the skydivers trying to get out of the wing and they hit another plane while they're in the air? And things fall apart. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare!
Yeah. Why are you not? How are you that close?
How can you run into another plane?
Do you not have a thing like I have on the
warning,
GPS
yes,
that tells me that I can't even cross the lane
I know.
without the car
That
shaking.
is a horrifying deal that the video
ridiculous. Hey, happy 41st anniversary to some very faithful listeners of ours, and they listen all the time. And it's Michelle Wilson and her husband Walter. 41 years, 41. Here's what she says. Happy 41 years. It's been an amazing 41 years, and here's to many, many more. That's from Michelle to her husband. Michelle's a sweet, wonderful woman and a person. She just happens to be a woman. And Walter, he's a good dude. Happy anniversary to you guys for doing that. And let's see, maybe I give, he gets in the Hall of Fame football administration. Ever heard of it? That's Wes Sutton, football administration. He needs to go. When I said he needs to go in the Arkansas Hall of Fame, I think you should be. I think you should be too.
Yeah, I dreamed the other day that we had one of our buddies eaten by a lion, and Wes jumped in the cage trying to get the lion to open its mouth to get the guy back out. I was shooting in the lion's gut to kill the lion, but they were afraid I was going to shoot the person that was inside the lion's gut.
Wait, what is this?
Those are my dreams.
Well, and I actually had
dream. Right.
I actually had a little bit of one with the Sharks because of watching all the Jaws, and then seeing all the pictures of everybody with the undertow, and then with what that
you get caught
like.
Undertow.
I didn't see it. I saw pictures of them. And then I'm thinking about the Sharks and all that. And my deal is this: why would anybody in their right mind ever get in the ocean again?
All right, you guys get out there, so we'll head to break.
Question.
That is tonight, actually. It's 6 o'clock. Yes.
Question is that song playing for one reason
Yes.
or both reasons? And here's the reasons I'm asking. Is it playing because Florida didn't back down and they played, or because Petty is from Florida?
I think he's played.
They-
Josh did
Florida, they play it.
Yeah.
They play Florida football plays won't back
And the
down.
other song he played was calling Baton Rouge that they play.
Oh, I understand that. But is
it could be from
so?
both, that's
So,
right.
but did you know that is Petty from Florida? Am
Yes,
I right there?
Yeah, he's Floridian.
So I think you just slipped. You just walked into that one, didn't you? Huh? Genius.
The getting some more reports on what's happening at the lake, and it looks like a Cessna 177 had engine failure at takeoff. Apparently, that runway is right near the lake's edge, and so apparently had altitude and then went to the lake. I don't want to give any more details because I don't want to, but it doesn't sound real positive for everybody on board, and so. Man, that's just tough. Well, I just got through flying with Greg Hatcher yesterday, and things can happen. That's tough. So hate to hear that. We're getting reports from people that's right around it, saw it happen, and so that's really sad. So say a prayer for that family that's connected to that plane. Here's one I mentioned. Hey guys, I was going to share with you. So this you guys know Rick Ramsey down in Pine Bluff. So he said when he was in grade school. So Ben Pearson was born in the late 1800s, and then I think he died in 71. Said that when Rick was in grade school at Zebra football game, Mr. Pearson stood in one end zone, and in the other zone, Roger, they set a hula hoop on fire, and he shot an arrow 100 yards and put it through the hoop. The funny thing was there were about 100 kids standing behind a fence at the end of the end zone, about 10 steps from the flaming hoop as the arrow came at us. You think that would happen today?
Not a chance.
No. Back then, no, they trusted Mr. Pearson, to make the shot. So could you imagine 100 yards away?
No.
He's shooting there. There's a bunch of kids standing behind it.
John Wayne said it in a movie, but he said windage. You have to have windage.
Oh, yeah.
And elevation.
Yeah, they didn't have any fancy things back then. They didn't have all the fancy.
No, he didn't throw up grass like to see which way he's going to hit the ball. He probably spit in his hand, smacked it, and see where it went.
Said here the Pearson family developed the Longbow Resort in Primm, Arkansas. Very unique cabins, all built to blend in the surrounding environment. Have you guys heard of that? Do you know? I did not know about.
He went duck hunting with a bow.
Did you guys know he killed the big polar bear that's in the museum? You guys knew that? Is there a little plaque that says that? I should have read it.
He duck hunted. That's what he said, sir.
Here's the other interesting thing.
Nobody duck hunts with a bow.
Do you know what Kobe Hamilton? We mentioned Kobe Hamilton, a great receiver for the Razorbacks. You know what he does now? He's in Texas and he raises bulls. He I guess if you raise, I guess you raise bulls.
You do. You raise them up. You raise them up.
Yeah. How about that?
What does he raise them for?
Well, he's selling them. Keith Stokes is buying one.
Oh, for
a
stud?
I guess. Well, yeah. I guess.
Well, what
so.
else would you want? Unless you want to ride
it. Josh, do you know any more details on what Roger brought up a minute ago about the NCAA vacating wins for LSU? Did you read any more about that story?
For football?
Yes, it was Les Miles. Did you see that over the weekend?
Yes, I did. I think this all stems from kind of the same, and we saw Will Wade get tagged. He's suspended, and then I think obviously, these investigations take a really long time to circle back to. But I did see Les Miles having those wins vacated. Now he is no longer eligible for the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Well, the question though, what we had is so how many wins does that pick up for Arkansas? Because I don't think we beat him, but maybe we beat him once or twice. I would think. I mean, that was during the years with Houston Nut where we would beat them. But
they were number one. Yeah, that's right. But
not always. But
it was not his championship year, though.
It was not. I don't think they would have vacated that. So,
but if they should, what should they? If it was,
does the race?
Of course, they didn't do it. We got screwed out of that. We got beat in the Sugar Bowl, but they didn't give us that. And they took those wins away, didn't they? Didn't they do something with him?
With who?
With Ohio State when they beat us in the Sugar Bowl, but they didn't vacate their Sugar Bowl win.
Yeah, that's right.
See, that's crazy to me.
Here's one that says, what breed of bulls is Kobe doing? Let me see here. Is it
Brahma?
99 branded bull.
Come on, dude.
I don't see anything. I'm not sure. Not that I could tell you. He's in the cattle biz. Listen, look at that. Look at the bull there. It's impressive.
You know what?
Yes.
Listen, and you we actually thought about. Well, I did. Y'all did. Thought about running with him. Imagine that.
Oh my gosh, we still can do that.
There's no way.
Yeah, I know. I've got to get on the stick for.
But you know what? And here's the deal. Let's go ahead and we'll get on the stick right now. Robert Davidson, if you're listening, or Jeremy Gunther, we've got to get Kiko's Country RV involved because we need to get them to set up an RV especially if we're going to go up one night, spend the night in an RV,
yes,
and then do the fishing or do whatever.
We're all over the state,
even if it's
because we're going to Diamond Mine in Murfreesboro. We're going to Fort Smith, the Marshals Museum. I'm going to tell you, what the other museum we're going to. Yes. I saw it this weekend in an article. It was worst.
Here?
It's the worst written article I've ever seen. I don't know what it's a female writer was trying to do. She wrote about this amazing museum that talks about history, and she never said the name of it. So people in the comments were going, "What are you doing? You're not going to tell everybody where it is." I guess it was a tease. So I'm going to give you a hint. It's a museum.
It's in Arkansas.
It's a museum I've never been to.
All right.
We've been to
the town.
We've been to the town. I'll give you a hint. It's on a mountain.
Got it. It's the Winthrop Rockefeller Mountain.
What kind of yes?
It's a Pettigene.
And what kind of museum is it?
It's an automobile.
It is. It's a. Apparently they've got 100 years. I've never been there.
Here's my question.
So that's on the list of the that's on the way to the Marshall Museum.
Why would you want to go in there?
Because it's got cool stuff.
What's it got?
It's got 100 years worth of automobiles in there. I mean, it's got some of the
Are you a
coolest.
car guy, Dennis?
No, but I like history, and at Rockefeller, Rockefeller was one of the obviously wealthiest guys in America,
country.
And he
okay.
And so the collection I hear is really amazing.
I just saw a couple, 2 or 3 cars.
No. I think it's got a variety, and
it's a museum. Let's do it.
So we will see that on the way to the Marshall Museum.
Dude, I'm doing the Marshall. We're doing the Marshall. You know what? And on the way, we got to go through Fort Chaffee.
I've never been to Fort Chaffee.
I've never been to
That's
Fort
where
Chaffee.
Elvis got his haircut.
Why
we add that to the list?
Yes.
Boom. You're right, Josh. There's so many things on the Summer of Adventure in the month of July.
Some could argue there's too many things on the list.
You know what? It's a staycation.
Listen,
you don't need to go outside.
Don't you doubt us, Josh.
You don't need
neighbors.
To go. Yeah.
Don't you doubt us.
Maybe I'm just trying to motivate you guys. Who knows?
You know what to do? Why don't we just send him some pictures of all the ice cream we ate over the weekend? See if that didn't make him jealous.
This weekend is funny. We've never been to Delaware. We're going to Dewey Beach to hang out with Justin. It's 2 sold-out concerts.
I will tell you all this as an East Coaster. I'll say it again. You all will be one and done with trips to Delaware. I think. I mean, there's no. It's great. This is probably the one nice thing Delaware has.
I like to get a nice pair of comfortable shorts from Delaware.
Yeah, it's they got no sales tax, I think, and it's the first day.
Have you been to Dewey Beach?
I've never been to Dewey Beach, but I've been in Delaware plenty of times.
Is that where Biden has one of his homes?
I think so, maybe.
Dewey Beach is a small little beach town. The venue is like a 70, 80-year-old venue, and it's really cool and intimate. Justin said it's his favorite place to play, one of his favorite places to play. And then, of course, Don Grisham and his boys, the Kent's band, are going to be there. Right. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go up there with the Hatchers. And
there's even a slight chance we hit Cooperstown. That's even been made.
Yeah, that'll be on Saturday if we do that coming back. Have you ever been to the Baseball Hall of Fame, Josh?
I'm not.
So I've been to the
Hatcher Summer of Adventure.
All right, we'll come back and wrap things up here. Wes Moore should be arriving shortly. They're doing their show here live. He doesn't have Acree. No Pat today because Pat's not getting into it.
He got Pigskin. Who's he got?
He may be flying solo.
He's got Christian. That's for sure.
Well, that's on site with him.
Yeah. I don't
know. Or he can let Christian leave and leave the studio, come here with him, and let Todd produce or something if he worked.
I think Christian's actually on site later this week with Wes.
Well, good for Christian. He never gets to get out of the studio.
Use the extra cash, something like that. But Wes isn't going to do the show. Well, Wes could do it by himself. He would.
So Wally Hall is listening. He says no one wins a game that is vacated. Do you not get it? So you don't get a plus. You don't get a plus on that, Wally. I don't know. We'll come back and find that out during the break. We'll go ahead and take a break and be back here. They're in the first flight of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament. The second flight's at 1:30. Our man Joe Klein, Kevin McReynolds, Mike Neighbors,
John Neighbors.
Coach Z's coming by. Coach Zimmerman's in town. So a lot of fun folks coming up.
A lot of fun. Greg Hatcher's back.
He's back. We're sporting the Morning Mayhem shirt, too.
He always does. That's a supporting friend.
All right, 9:50. Na, 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 na. When you think there's a lot of different directions you go with the song. Na 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 na.
It's all ice to me.
Ice, baby.
Sure.
Which is a shame.
Yes. It's not pressure.
And this is
you guys think of Vanilla, David Bowie, and Queen?
Yep.
Well, we know. But for some reason, I keep waiting for.
Actually, and I even think of a bit that Jim Carrey did on Living Color. Yeah, Living Color. Absolutely, where he does it, and he does. It's fantastic the way he dances and sings, and it's a.
We talked about this the other day. Who gets the credit on this song? I think Queen gets it originally.
Queen does.
Bowie's second, right? Yeah, Bowie is credited, but he's second after Queen.
Bowie.
It's a great song.
Bowie.
What's that?
Bowie.
I always get it mixed up. Bowie boy.
Yeah.
Bowie knife. Bowie knife.
Garagiola. Celine.
Someone says, this is great, Roger. Someone says, go see Petty Jean's grave while you're on the mountain. It's not. It's not Petty Jean, is it? It's
La Petite.
It's no. It's not La Petite.
It's Petachine.
Is it
off that little cliff?
Yeah. Is it hers?
Well, that's what they say, but I don't know if that's an aficionado. Okay. I don't know if it's an actual grave. I'm questioning. It's a dude.
So we go up there. We have to go by Elias. That's a summer adventure.
Well,
Wes, we don't have a chair, so just put on the headset.
Yeah.
Who's doing the show with you today? Besides Christian, anybody here?
No.
You're doing it solo.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Well, I mean, there's so many guests.
You're so amazing.
I mean, you think about it.
Well, everybody's playing right now until they get here.
They'll start showing up here probably in the next hour.
Yeah, we learned. What did we learn today on Morning Mayhem? We learned about the great Ben Pearson.
Yeah,
the big giant polar bear that we always see, and that's some reason it's in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. This dude created the bow, the modern bow, the modern archery equipment. He killed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I've seen that walk by.
I
never stopped and read about it.
I didn't know what was in there either. Huh. What's happening today on the zone without Acre?
Well, that's it. I mean, we're here. I didn't line up any guests because I know my guests are going to be here. We're going to talk about the College World Series.
Yeah.
What a great game yesterday.
Yeah. If you don't like LSU.
Man, I'm a fan of a game 3. I wanted to see game 3 tonight.
Yeah. Two greatest games in the words in sports, game 3.
But it's funny. Yeah. I think the environment will be more.
What are you doing with the knife?
I carried it around with me.
Why is it open?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I'm doing knife play.
You're making me nervous.
Knife play. I think you lose LSU. They're not going to have any people there. They've dominated the stadium.
Yes.
A lot of people have to go back to work today. That's one thing.
They're not going back to work.
I guarantee you back to work. Yeah, you watch. Yeah, there'll be a lot of people from LSU, but it ain't going to be like it's been. I mean, they basically had the whole stadium full.
Yeah.
LSU fans, you have to give them credit. I mean, they show up and of course they got 50,000 Jello shots, but I don't think it'll be as much as a home field advantage today as it was the last 2 days.
I'll be watching for that tonight.
Yeah.
Because I don't see them leaving. I think those Cajuns, they'll quit. They just look. If you want to fire me,
they'll go
fire
back
me.
to drinking.
When we were in Louisiana this weekend, we went to a really well-known restaurant, and the whole wait staff was watching the game. I mean, everybody in this. Yeah. I mean, that's what you do now this time of year if you got to see them in the championship. We did that one season. So, yeah, if you don't like LSU, you enjoyed yesterday,
and you don't. And you do, other than your wife.
Did you hear him talking about it was one of the home run hitters had 2 of the highest launch points. It's a Rick Schaefer,
right.
Ever in the history of the College World Series, whatever,
Yeah, he's got the 2 longest home runs ever at the College World Series. I mean, the records yesterday, most runs, most hits.
Yeah.
6 home runs in that game for Florida. It was you remember when Arkansas beat North Carolina